And good evening, folks, and welcome to this live audio broadcast brought to you from Bogus Stadium tonight. Harlingen Cardinals going against the Brownsville Hanna Eagles. It is going to be an amazing district play here. Hanna Eagles coming in with only one district loss. Harlingen coming in with two district losses back to back. They're looking to rebound and to redeem themselves here tonight at Bogus Stadium. Here in the booth, Aaron Sines with Matthew Cavazos. Matthew Cavazos, what excites you about this game tonight?
What excites me about this game is this is the first time all year the Cardinals will be feeling the pressure of maybe not making it possibly in the district playoffs. And so I want to see how they respond to that, and if they respond aggressively coming out and attacking this Hanna Eagles, and let's see how the Eagles will respond to being ahead of the Cardinals for the first time in a long time, and let's see if they can attack the Cardinals' weaknesses and put them down for good.
Look, folks, we're looking at a Brownsville Hanna squad here who has had a great season ahead of tonight's matchup. They're coming in 6-2 on the year, 4-1 in district play. Been surprising some teams this year with their ability to pass the football, and so they're going to come here tonight and they're going to be challenging a defense, a secondary defense of Harlingen Cardinals that has struggled against the pass all season long. And so, can Hanna get on the board? Can they get on the board by passing the ball is my question, Matthew. And what will Harlingen do then to respond, perhaps put some pressure on the quarterback?
Yeah, like you said, they need to put pressure on the quarterback. They need to rush the quarterback. And it looks like the Golden Eagles are going to receive first. So for Hanna, they need to go down the field and put the pressure on the defense of the Cardinals, make them have to fight against this offense and not let them gain any yards, or it could be a problem later on in the game.
Here we go, folks. We're about to get kickoff started here, and we're going to have Harlingen Cardinals going to be kicking off to Brownsville Hanna Eagles, and the Cardinals will be kicking off from the back of the end zone. There's the south end with a breeze at their back is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to be able to kick off here to the Brownsville Hanna Eagles. They'll get started, and it's just a beautiful night for some football, and looking forward to this district play again. Lots on the line today. You know, Hanna, I think right now is standing in the 2 spot along with Los Fresnos and I believe, and Harlingen has kind of slipped down into that third. They're looking 3rd, 4th spot right now.
Yeah, this is Hanna's time to show the district once and for all that they are one of the top 4 teams. And if they do that here tonight against the Cardinals, they get a win, come out of Bogus Stadium, they will prove to themselves and everyone that they are a threat to everyone in this district.
Here we go. Kickoff time here. Cardinals kicking it off to Brownsville Hanna. We're underway here at Bogus Stadium. This will be fielded about the 10-yard line, brought up to the 15 now, and now 20. Nice move to the inside. 25 drops his shoulder, does number 2 for the Hanna Eagles, and they're going to mark him down right about the 30-yard line.
He did a good job of letting his blockers get position against the defenders first before finally attacking the hole and getting about 10 more yards from that attack.
And here come the Eagles. Passing offense has been their go-to. They are able to run the football with a couple of runners out of the backfield, but number 3, Victor Campos, comes in the shotgun formation, so he's going to come spread offense right away. 4 wide receivers, 2 left and 2 right, with a sole running back in the backfield, and he's going to go to work. Here we go, Hanna Eagles. First play, handoff up the middle, about 2-yard gain, nothing more.
Yeah, the Cardinal defense really attacked this offensive line and push them back before the running back could get through the hole, which only resulted in about 2 yards.
Hanna Eagles in all white tonight, and the Cardinals bringing out their black jerseys with white pants. And here go the Eagles. 2nd down and 8 coming up, looking to pass. Holding it, great pocket presence, steps up in that pocket. Wide open receiver streaking down the middle. He's going to catch that. That's a big time play there. He's going to go about 22 yards on that pickup to number 24 of the Hanna Eagles.
Like you said, number 24, Cesar Mancias, that's the running back. He came out of the backfield, made a nice cut, got open down the middle of the field one-on-one, and he caught that ball on his helmet.
Victor Campos, shotgun formation again, spread offense, so they're coming out looking to pass. Number 24, huffing and puffing, that's Cesar Mancias with that big time catch for the Eagles. He is the running back in the backfield. Here we go. Campos waiting for the snap now, 1st and 10. He's going to look to pass, slant, caught, number 23, and that's going to be Joe Cavazos with a pickup of about 6 yards.
That was a good job by Joe Cavazos getting the slant and getting open early, but a great open field tackle from Ezra Rubio. It looked like the corner. He came in, made a nice tackle, made sure he couldn't gain any more yards.
2nd down and 4 coming up now for the Eagles. Campos looks comfortable in the backfield. Hands it off this time to his running back. Running back trying to shed a couple of defenders close to that first down marker. Pickup of about 4 yards.
A good job by the running back. He got stopped up, it looked like, but he kept his body and weight forward and just tried to lean on the defenders while also moving his legs, which caused for a fall and a close, maybe third and a foot.
Very close, like you said. Yeah, probably about a foot to go for the Hanna Eagles. And they are on the 33-yard line. Harlingen's 33-yard line, so they are driving here, just starting, under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be a keeper, Campos, right-hand side on the quarterback keeper, and it looks like he's going to be stopped short of the 30, but enough for the first down. First down, Eagles.
Yeah, he did a good job selling the fake. The defensive end for the Cardinals ran in. He did the fake to the running back. The defensive end went in to tackle the running back. The quarterback, Campos, bounced it outside and just got enough for that first down.
Campos is a big quarterback, Matthew. I'm looking around the field, and he's a good-sized quarterback, and so he can run and run strong. He's going to pass out to the backfield here. Out of the backfield is number 24, and nothing there. He's going to lose actually 2 yards on that screen play.
Yeah, the Cardinals did a good job reacting to the screen. They saw that the running back was going outside, that the receivers were ready to block for them, and so the whole Cardinal secondary, it looked like, shifted to the right where the screen was and just got on top of the running back. Loss of 3 yards.
Mancias there, just someone grabbed his ankle, wouldn't let go, and it allowed defenders to flow over and get the tackle done. Second down and 13 coming up. And the clock is rolling here. Under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. Live audio broadcast. Here we go. Second down. Campos reversing field. Wants to pass downfield. Here comes the pressure. Lets it go. In and out of the hands, I should say, of the Cardinal defender. That was almost intercepted, folks.
And that's a good version of, you can see the receiver playing defender. The defender caught the ball. He was trying to get away from the receiver. The receiver got his hand in there and broke up the play. A near turnover and a near interception for the Cardinals.
Yeah, number 9, Ruben Rodriguez for the Cardinals. He had a beat on that football there, but like you said, perfect analysis. That was a receiver turned defender and did a great job there playing some cornerback. Third down and 13 now coming up for the Eagles. 8:42 on the clock. 0-0 is your score. And Campos in the backfield. He's going to shift Mancias to the other side. And he's going to take the snap, roll out to his right-hand side. Here comes some pressure from behind. Lets it fly to the sideline. Incomplete pass to number 23. Fourth down coming up for the Eagles.
Yeah, he rolled outside. Number 23 was trying to get into an open place on the sideline. The ball was just a little too far, and he couldn't get it while staying in bounds.
So it looks like, unless Campos is going to drop back and do a quick punt, looks like they're going to keep their offensive personnel on the field on this 4th and 13. Ball is on the 34-yard line. And so it's that spot, Matthew, that we've talked about before, where it's just a little bit out of reach of your kicker, and it's pretty close to where even if it's a long, run, may even do better than your punter would do. Here goes Campos now, looks downfield, steps up in the pocket, delivers the ball, and that's intercepted. And that's going to be brought back to the 20, 25 now. Nice move to the 30, out to the 35. Great move, 40, 45 now, 50, crossing midfield. He's going down to the 40 now. He's going to make another move down to the 35-yard line. Goes number 2, Nathan Martinez for the Cardinals, and that is a big defensive play.
Yeah, he tried to throw it over the middle to the receiver. Campos tried to throw it just a little too high, went over through it. And like you said, Nathan Martinez was there. He went low for the grab, followed the other defenders that were there blocking for him, made a couple nice moves, reversed field, and went all the way up. And now they're in Hanna's territory, 35-yard line.
What a play there by Martinez, and just an awesome defensive play. The previous one was almost picked off, and then he was able to come back. Different guy, though, and it just seems like he's floating that ball up there, Matthew. It's just hanging up in the air a little bit. I don't know if the wind has anything to do with that, partially, but definitely not working in his favor. Here we go, Cardinals now. Hand off to the running back, out to the 30, down to the 27. That's going to be a flag on the play. Number 21 on the carry, that's Michael Hernandez.
That was a good end-around play. The linemen did a great job of holding their blocks to the opposite side of where the runner was, not allowing the defense to get to the runner. As we're waiting for the call.
Holding call now, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. And they will take it back now. They'll hold on a first down, though. They're marching it way back here. So they're going to say 1st and 20 now for the Cardinals. storyline, all year long, Matthew, for the Cardinals has been that running game that has been so prevalent the past couple of years has not been there due to injury. And so they've been running with a couple different running backs out of the backfield. And I hear that last week, number 19, Jaime Galvan, sophomore, who was playing some Wildcat / running back, he went down with a broken collarbone. So now we're going to find out shortly who the main runner is for tonight. But for now, it's going to be a keeper for Daniel Ramirez. Ramirez, keeper up the middle, gain of 2 yards.
And you said the running game hasn't really been apparent due to injuries. Starting running back Abel Castaneda,
Right.
I think second game of the season, first home game for sure. Castaneda went down with a broken collarbone. And then Jaime Galvan went down again. Like you said, he was a receiver at first. They moved him to running back. He was doing a great job with the ball. Went down with another broken collarbone. Now they're experimenting, trying to get a new running back in and get him experience for come maybe playoff time.
Micah Hernandez, number 21. He is the starting running back tonight. Here we go, Ramirez. Almost picked off by the defender there. A little bit high. Sailed over his would-be receiver, Ethan Martinez, and almost right into the hands of a defender there.
And they tried to set up the screen to Martinez, like you said, and he just threw the ball way too high, not in reach of anyone except for number 1, who was trying to come around the blockers, and it was there. He reached out with one hand, but just couldn't rattle it in.
Number 5, Daniel Ramirez, has shown some flashes of brilliance this year, I would say, efficiency and accuracy, and has struggled in some other games as well. So definitely trying to get back into that midseason form tonight. Ramirez rolling out to his left-hand side. Here comes the defenders, and they're going to almost get him down, but he's able to break away out to the 45. Makes a good move down to the 42-yard line. Hard-earned about 3 yards after all that running, Matthew.
Yeah, the defenders just did a good job of getting pressure on Ramirez. He had nowhere to go. They tried, but it just didn't work out very well for them. And now it looks like the punt unit will come on.
And such an unfortunate event there, but that penalty early, that holding was huge.
Yeah, it really killed the drive. A good end around to start. And you could say it might not have killed the drive because it was a 1st and 10, but
Right.
It backed them up. And instead of a 1st and 10 down into 25-yard line, now it's 1st and 20 at around the 48.
Here you go, and it's going to be Ramirez with punting duties tonight. He's going to just kick a skyrocketing punt, and it's going to be a really nice one. It's going to come inside the 15-yard line, and I think they're going to down it about the 14. Yep, right about the 13 actually. So great punt there. Really didn't net very many yards though, Matthew, because the line of scrimmage is only about 12 yards behind that to start off with.
Yeah, it's just a penalty, like you said.
Right.
A self-inflicted wound, you could say. And one of the keys for the Cardinal offense, in my opinion, is to score first and make the Hanna Eagles play from behind and not let them get the lead early with that offense and get momentum.
One of the keys, perhaps, for the Cardinals tonight. Get on the board early. They had an opportunity. We're not able to handle that opportunity. And so here we go. Now it's the Hanna Eagles' turn, and they're going to bring it out. Nice run here. Pick up about 4 yards for the Eagles.
Yeah, they did a good job of containing the edge. He broke up, tried to get as many yards as possible. Could only get 4. Cardinal defense, the secondary did a good job of stopping him before he could break off a larger gain, you could say. And it's going to end up being a 2nd and 5.
A little developing story for you, Matthew. You just pointed out number 4, Abel Castaneda. He's on the field, on the sideline there.
Yeah, I saw him earlier on the punt unit. He was on the near side of the field. He was going for the returner, not as a blocker.
Gotcha. I see a shoulder brace. I think it was his shoulder, right? Here we go now. Campos handoff. And he's going to get really close to that first down marker. I think he's going to have it.
It depends on the spot here, but like you said, ran it up the middle, up the gut, you could say. And he just gained the 5 yards that was needed. A great job by the pulling tackle. It looked like number 53, Adrian Martinez.
And we do have a Hanna Eagle offensive lineman down on the turf right now. 5:41 to go in the first quarter, and it is 0-0. Your score here live from Bogus Stadium. We want to thank you for listening to this live audio broadcast. We want to let you know that UIL does not, again, UIL, University Interscholastic League, right? They do not permit the showing live video on Friday Night Football. And so, therefore, we're bringing this live audio broadcast to you, and thanks for joining us.
And, The Hanna Eagles came to Bogus earlier and played the Harlingen South Hawks. I was not here for that game. I haven't seen them. And looking at their roster, Campos, I see he's a quarterback. He's only a sophomore, which just impresses me more because if they're looking at the air raid now as a sophomore, it's only going to become a bigger threat in the near future for the Hanna Eagles that the rest of the district should watch out for.
Well, definitely number 24, Mancias as well. The starting running back is also a junior. So you're looking at some young teams in this district, 32-6A. You know, we kind of talked about that with Harlingen South as well. You know, they've had a rough season this year as far as the win-loss category. But you're looking at that team, and you're looking about 80% of their starters, I would say, are juniors and sophomores, and including their quarterback who's a starter as a sophomore. And so you're looking at Harlingen Cardinal team, on the other hand, who's very senior heavy this year. And so, you know, you're kind of looking at them, and this was kind of the year to make a push into those playoffs. And the past 2 weeks have been difficult. Wesco East dropping that one, then going and losing in Los Fresnos. And so it's unprecedented for Harlingen Cardinal football, at least in the last decade or so, to have 2 inter-district losses, especially back-to-back. And so they're definitely trying to find themselves again, because next week is the Battle of the Arroyo. Here we go now. Hanna Eagles back to the game. He's going to pass a little bit too high for that slant pattern, number 23, incomplete pass.
Like you said, just a little overthrown. And I think what's really getting to him right now is this Cardinal pressure. The pocket was beginning to collapse. Number 92, Sam Alonso, got in his face before the quarterback made a move and he fell. And I think he's just feeling the pressure right now, and that's why balls are sailing, and it's just a little less accurate than he normally would be.
Here we go. Victor Campos, like you mentioned, sophomore quarterback for the Eagles. Shotgun formation now, 3 to his right. He's going to hand this one on Mancias, left-hand side. He gets the edge, hurdles a defender onto the 30-35. He's going to have a first down, and what a hurdle that was by Mancias.
You said it, the hurdle. He was about at the line of scrimmage, maybe 2 yards in front, and then he hurdled the defender and got another 9 yards. So great athlete, stayed on his feet and kept running, and like I said, got another 9 yards, and that's going to be a first down for the Eagles.
1st and 10 now. Ball is on the 37-yard line, and here go the Eagles. Remember last time out, driving downfield and a pick just as they were about to get into the red zone. This time Campos, keeper, right-hand side. Here comes the defenders, though, and does not have the speed to get the edge. And so he will lose on that one about 4, maybe even 5 yards.
Yeah, a great job by, it looked like the cornerback or the safety breaking away from the blocker that the receiver set and making Campos try to get an even further edge than he normally would, and he tried to make the open field tackle, and then there was Sam Alonso who got away from his blocker and was chasing the quarterback, and both of them combined, they both took him down. Now it's 2nd and 14.
Second down coming up for the Eagles. Campos barks something at the line, and then he looks to the side. Play's called now. Campos not ready. Defense shifting just a little bit, and here we go. And they're going to call that one dead. And that's play clock violation right there.
Something you need to work on if you're the quarterback, sophomore quarterback, trying to figure out how the play's going to work out. You just have to keep your mind on the play clock as well. It's hard. And Hanna did call a timeout before it expired. So good job by the coaching staff saving a penalty and making it 2nd and 19 rather than 2nd and 14.
And what happens a lot of times is the coach on the sideline will go to either the linesman or the head linesman, those are part of the officiating crew, who are on the sideline, and they'll go and they'll call it timeout right there. Hey, boom. And so that time the official, the white cap, he's watching the play clock, didn't see it, didn't hear that timeout, I should say, and so he throws a flag, but he will pick it up because the head linesman on the Hanna side got the timeout in time. So first timeout burned for the Brownsville Hanna Eagles. With 4:08 remaining in the first quarter, it's still scoreless here at Bogus Stadium, 0-0. And tell you what, Matthew, a lot of people have been asking, hey, what do you think about Friday's game? And I said, I think it's going to be close. I just thought it was going to be a close game. Harlingen's been a little bit of a slump here. Hanna Eagles, yes, they lost big time last week to San Benito, but they've been, having some great games, couple of close losses, but they've been putting up a lot of points. And to me, that passing offense has been a struggle for the Cardinals defense. And so I called a close game, and it looks like we're in for a close game so far.
Yeah, we are in for a close game, just not as close as I expected at this point.
All right, Campos handoff here on the outside. Number 23, new running back. Joe Cavazos, he ran earlier. And he gains about 2 yards on that play.
And what I meant when I said not as close, I thought it was going to be 2 touchdowns already late into the first quarter, as, like you said, the passing offense for Brownsville Hanna, and I thought the Cardinals would be able to respond. And I thought this would be a back and forth, maybe a shootout. Not characteristic for the Cardinals, but maybe I thought it would happen. Hanna, great air raid offense. And so that's what I thought. 0-0 right now, late in the first quarter. Let's see if it continues.
All right, here we go now. Campos, 3:27 remaining. And he's got a 3rd and 13 handoff here. He's going to take this up the middle. Nice breakout to the 50, past the 50-yard line. Is number 15. That's Justin Martinez. And I guess Campos wasn't in on that one. It was 15.
And I think they did what Wesco East did last time they were here. They had Wesco Panthers, when they played last week against Harlingen South, they had a running quarterback and a passing quarterback. It looks like that's what they're doing right now.
And they've got Justin Martinez still in. He's going to hand it out to Mancias this time. Mancias gain of 4 yards from the handoff from Justin Martinez, number 15. That is a senior quarterback.
And like you said, not really an issue with Campos, but he is a bigger quarterback, so he doesn't have that same speed and agility that it looks like Martinez has, and that's what was able to get them the first down. First time they brought him into this game, 3rd and 13, and it just surprised the Cardinal defense and the coaches.
Here we go, 2nd and 7 now. Oh, this is going to be a high snap, and it's fumbled. Ball's on the ground, but number 15, he's going to jump on that Justin Martinez, and he's going to fall on it, but that's going to be a loss of perhaps 10 yards, Matthew.
Yeah, that would be a really big issue for the Hanna Eagles right now, because that would result in a 3rd and 20. And that's what it looks like. It's going to be 3rd and 20. And they are at their own 43-yard line, and they need to get to the Cardinal 37.
3rd down, and they're going to keep Martinez in the ball game, so I guess we're going to probably see his throwing arm here. And so he's going to take the snap. He's going to play action. Here comes a pressure screen being set up, but he overthrows his running back. And here comes a flag, and I think they're going to call a late hit on the defender there on the quarterback.
Yeah, the defenders were all coming towards the quarterback. He had to back up. He barely let go of the ball. Defender hit him. Ref called it. It looks like it's going to be roughing the passer.
Oh, that's going to be a 1st down.
And they called helmet to helmet.
Right. Yeah, they said he led with a helmet, so they're going to call that every time they see it, obviously. And much to the dismay of the Cardinal fans here, and the Cardinals really had the Hanna Eagles in a very bad spot on that. A little too much, I guess, too excessive on that hit. Didn't have a replay to look at. So here we go, 1st down for the Hanna Eagles. They're going to march the ball all the way across midfield. They're going to mark it at the 47.
The chains have not moved yet, so it looks like they're still discussing the call, and they are moving. It will be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And the Eagles set up in shotgun formation, and it looks like Martinez is still a quarterback. Another high snap, and Martinez has to fall on it. No, the Cardinals, it looks like the Cardinals get it. Defense, turnover, big turnover if it stands in Cardinal territory, and it's a big job for the Cardinals. They're in Hanna territory, and they will be at around the 37-yard line.
Well, they get it back, Matthew. You know, they that's exactly almost where the Hanna Eagle quarterback went down, fell and fumbled. That's where the hit happened. So they marched it, I would say, about 20 yards downfield. Now another high snap, and the Cardinals get on it, so they're right back to the scene of the crime right there. And the Cardinals get a huge break on this. Last time, though, they were in the same spot right here. Remember, when 1st and 10, 1st and 20, and they could not move it after that. So definitely going to try not to have a repeat of performance in that manner. Ramirez now, shotgun formation, sends his man in motion. It's a bad snap, but this time he'll be picked up. It's pounced upon by number 1. That's Ralph Castellanos.
And Ralph Castellanos does a great job seeing the ball was on the ground, and it looked like the quarterback was trying to look for a play call. In the snap, he wasn't ready for it. Castellanos does a great job finding the ball, fell on it, and he came in as the 2nd running back in the first week to Abel Castaneda. Haven't seen much from him. Let's see if we can see it now with the injuries here.
And they're going to get Hanna offside here. They're going to blow it dead, I think, though, because there was contact by the Hanna defensive lineman. Encroachment on Hanna.
And an offside is usually not called as a dead play, but the encroachment, if there's contact when you're offsides, that's dead play. That's going to be 5 yards. It's going to be about 2nd and 11 now for the Cardinals as they're getting ready to set up for the new play. 2nd and 11, like I said, 39-yard line.
All right, here we go. 1:15 remaining in the first quarter. It's still scoreless here at Bogus Stadium as the Cardinals now have some new life in them after the fumble recovery. And they're marching, trying to make something happen here. Daniel Ramirez in the backfield. Castellanos is running back. He'll hand it off Castellanos up the middle. And he's hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. And he'll gain 1, but no more.
Yeah, the Hanna Eagles did a good job of swarming and not allowing the offensive line to push them back. And so, like you said, Castellanos, it looked like he only gained 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. And now we're going to have to see, it looks like a pass from Ramirez.
This is almost a replica of the last drive and where they were stalled out right here at this part of the field, could not move the ball anymore. So here we go. Ramirez is going to try. Here comes jailbreak screen. He's going to connect there. Ethan Martinez, and he's going to follow his blockers down to about the 30-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards short of the first down marker.
Yeah, they set up the jailbreak screen, and he came in, all the pressure. It looked like they didn't read it, and then it looked like Ethan Martinez was going to have enough. And a great open field tackle. I did not get a number on that, but they did a great job of tackling him before he could get to the first down. And it looks like the offense might stay on the field and maybe try to draw him offsides before the quarter ends.
6 seconds. I do not think they'll get a snap off, but I could be wrong. And I am. They get it off. Here we go now. Ramirez up the middle, and he's going to be short. I don't think he got the first down, Matthew.
They're going to call him short a yard. Great job, but it looks like number 99 for the Eagles, Joshua Cerda, the defensive end, of getting off his block and tackling Ramirez before he could get down, before he could get 2 yards. And it looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hanna Golden Eagles.
Man, they rushed that play, Matthew. You know, they got to the line of scrimmage quickly. 7 seconds on the clock by the time I got under center, and just really rushed that play. And it just seems like it just didn't develop. There was no blocking set up. And so, you know, it's just really quarterback versus defensive line. And most of the time, a defensive lineman is going to stop that quarterback. And sure enough, that's what happened. And so I think, you know, that the Cardinals are kind of going to miss out on another opportunity that they had after another turnover and can't capitalize on that. And Hanna Eagles is kind of given 2 gifts, and they take them right back. So Hanna Eagles now get a chance, a little bit even better field position than they weren't to start their last drive.
And what really helped kill these drives, you could say, for the Cardinals was self-inflicted wounds. First time penalty, 1st and 20. Next time, high snap, 2nd and 16. They've had a lot of field to work with due to their own faults. And that has really been an issue here early on. Let's see if the coaching staff can correct this, as Campos will come back out onto the field.
So Campos does come off. After kind of taking most of the last drive off, they went with a running quarterback. Mancilla's going to get the call on the first play, and that's going to be a carry for about 3 yards.
Yeah, he did a good job of just putting down his shoulder and just trying to get as many yards as possible, no matter who was in the way. And he did that. He got 3 yards, tried to power through the defensive line, couldn't get it, and they tackled him, but not until he gained those 3 yards.
All right, now second out. We're in the second quarter, by the way, and it is still 0-0 here at Bogus Stadium. And here we go now. Handoff. Running back. He's going to get hit, pushed forward just a bit, and he's going to be short about 1.5 yards on that first down marker.
And he tried to run up the middle. It looks like a nice little triple option. It looked like he did a great job breaking the tackle, getting upfield, and then finally getting stopped. But now it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and you could say manageable, and that's a win when you're facing this Cardinal defense.
And here we go now. Campos in the backfield with 2 running backs. He's going to take the snap, hands it off on Mancilla's right-hand side. What a play in the backfield. He's going to be stopped short, and he's going to even have a loss of about 1. That's number 90 on the stop. That is going to be Tristan Garcia, and it's a 4th down coming up for the Hanna Eagles.
Like you said, they try to run it up the middle with Mancilla's, and he just got stopped by this Cardinal front 7, and it looked like a loss of 1, 4th and 3, and here comes the punt unit. And it's time to see if the Cardinals can capitalize on another offensive possession.
Back to returns number 2, Nathan Martinez. And he will be stepping on about the 26-yard line of the Cardinals, awaiting this punt. Here we go. Good looking snap now. Punt is end over end punt. Just missing the punt block was number 3, Ethan Martinez. And it's going to take a nice Hanna roll down to the 24-yard line. That's where the Cardinals will start. I believe that this is probably the most field they've had to work with because the last 2 times were off of turnovers.
Yeah, like you said, the most field they've had to work with. And when they did have not as much field, they couldn't get it done offensively. So now they need to set up and try to get their game plan going, rolling, get a first down. And that should be their first goal. Get the first down and then just keep moving the chains until you get to the end zone and hopefully past the goal line.
First and 10 now. 10:03 left to go in the first half. 0-0 is your score in this live audio broadcast brought to you by KHGN here at Bogus Stadium, HCISD. Bringing you this game tonight. Beautiful Friday night for some football. Handoff, no, it's going to be play action. Darmidas out to his receiver. Receiver makes a nice move out to the edge of the field there, and he's going to be taken down just short of the first down marker, about a 9-yard pickup.
Ethan Martinez made a move on the cornerback, couldn't let him get the open field tackle, and then ran upfield for, it looks like, about 8 or 9 yards. And no, they're going to move the chains. It looked like he did get enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line as the Cardinals get ready to set up with Ralph Castellanos back in the backfield.
Enough for the first down. My calculations were off. Here we go. First down now for the Cardinals. Sends man in motion. Keeper Ramirez, right-hand side. He's going to be hitting the backfield this time. He's going to lose yardage on that play. Loss of 2 on the quarterback sack, and Ramirez is on the turf. He has not gotten up yet.
He still has yet to get up, and we're going to see if they call a trainer stuff. And no, he does get up. A little limp in his legs, but he will get up. A nice job, Golden Eagles, getting into the backfield, not allowing him to break the edge or even get upfield and past the line of scrimmage.
I mean, what I'm curious about, Matthew, is if he goes down, who's next? You know, because again, number 19, Jaime Galvan, who was kind of slated as the backup quarterback / Wildcat, he went down with a broken collarbone last week, and so I do not know, and I don't know if we know up here in the booth, who that backup would be tonight should number 5, Daniel Ramirez, go down and stay down. But he's up. He's limping to the sidelines. They call timeout, probably to give him a little bit of time to shake it off because they need him in the game right now. 2nd and 12 for the Cardinals coming up.
Yeah, they really do need him in the game. He is the leader of this offense, and with a broken down running back core and their leading receiver went down early in the season as well, they really need that constant point of leadership, and that comes with Daniel Ramirez, senior quarterback. He is not a captain, but he is leading this offense, and so it would be a really devastating loss for the Cardinals if they were to lose him, but he looks like he's up and ready to go. And I saw the starting running back who started early in the season on the punt as the punt unit, but he has not come in as a running back. And I think that's Ralph Castellanos back in the backfield again. And 2nd and 12 here at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, and Abel Castellanos is on. He was actually on the unit for that timeout there. But he comes back to the sideline. Now, Ramirez in the backfield. He's got 3 wide receivers with a 2nd and 12 coming up. Shifts a man in motion. Shifts another one. He's going to throw out to that man. That's Ralph Castellanos. I think that's going to be illegal motion as he possibly had 2 men in motion at the same time.
That would be a good call there by the officials, illegal motion. And that would result in a 5-yard penalty. It would be 2nd and 17. That would really... We're waiting for the call. But like I said, that would really kill, you could say, the drive and make it 2nd and 17. And there is an injured player on the field. I do not have a number.
That's Hanna Eagles, number 1 for the Hanna Eagles.
Never mind.
Yeah, perhaps. There's still a crowd around him. We'll get that straightened out in a little bit. 8:40 remaining in the first half here, and 0-0 to score. That will be a Hanna Eagle, number 8. Actually, not number 1. Sorry about that. So number 8, that's Alci Flores, the junior cornerback. He's up. single-digit number. Kind of hard to read those numbers from up here in the press box. And here we go. Now, ready to get this game going again. It's been kind of a slow-going game, folks. It's just, it'll pick up for a little while, and then all of a sudden incomplete passes start to happen. And so we're kind of inching along here into the first half, and no points on the board yet as of this point. So definitely kind of a close game so far. You could call it kind of a back-and-forth slug match early on here, as both teams just not able to get into that red zone really and make anything happen. Cardinals now trying to make something move, though. 2nd and 7 coming up. This drive looking promising so far. Daniel Ramirez waiting for the snap now. Is going to hand it off, running back. Little shaky move there, but that hesitation causes Jesus Galvan to be met by lots of white jerseys, and he's going to lose 2 yards on that play. 3 actually.
So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10. Golden Eagles have done a nice job of stopping this running game in the backfield before they could not even be able to break it upfield, but get to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 coming up, and just looking for this Cardinal offense to see a spark. I think you need to see a player kind of have a big play. That something just kind of get some emotion going on the sidelines here, so they can get some momentum on their side. So here we go now. Ramirez going to look for that playmaker now. Going to pass it almost into the wrong type of playmaker, almost an interception there, as the cornerback made a good move and I just could not bring it in. So 4th down, and here comes the punt team for the Cardinals.
And Ramirez threw the ball, and it looked like the receiver did not even know that he had thrown it yet. And so that's going to be, like you said, almost picked off by the Hanna Golden Eagles, but now it will be a punt, as the returner for the Golden Eagles is number 2, Matthew Garcia, and he's standing at about the 26-yard line like the Cardinals were earlier.
Number 82, Jesus Reina, is the punter for the Cardinals. And here we go, folks. 4th and 10 for the Cardinals, and they're going to blow that one dead, and they're going to throw 2 flags. And I believe that this will probably go against the Cardinals, and it does. False start, pushes them back yet another 5 yards in the wrong direction. So Cardinals now, they'll mark the ball down at the 31-yard line. And the Hanna Eagles will look to capitalize on perhaps some better field position here than what they've seen so far.
We said earlier there's number 4 close to us on the punt unit, waiting to see if he comes into this offense this game.
Here we go. Great snap. Interesting looking punt there, kind of a sidewinder, if you will. Comes out on midfield and will be downed right there by number 4, Castaneda. And Eagles will take over right at midfield here with 7:37 to go in the first half. It's 0-0, and the Eagles, after some pretty strong, I would say, defensive stands against the Harlingen Cardinals, give their offense yet another opportunity to have a short field to work with. And so right at half field mark there, the Eagles will get to come out, bring their offense out, and we are going to start with Victor Campos at quarterback.
And really, for the Golden Eagles, when the Cardinals are on offense, they've done a great job of pressuring Ramirez and not allowing the running game to develop. And so they've done a great job dominating the line. And the same thing for when the Eagles are on offense, the Cardinals have done a great job dominating the line.
Hand off here now on the left-hand side, trying to find daylight is Mancias, and he does not. Back to the line of scrimmage. Flag on the play.
And Mancias is frustrated. He's still on the turf. And it looks like they're going to have an injury timeout. And there will be a penalty on the Eagles as well. Mancias has yet to get up. And it looks like the Cardinal, or the training staff is going to come out and look at it.
So a 10-yard penalty now is going to take the Hanna Eagles back into their territory as we await for this injury to be taken care of. And trainers are down with Mancias on the turf, hoping all is okay with that young man. Again, thanks for listening to this live audio broadcast brought to you by this team at KHGN, and Aaron Signs, Matthew Cavazos in the booth, and just enjoying a night of football here, folks. And for those of y'all that are listening in from wherever it is that you are, we are glad that you have tuned in to listen to your favorite team, whether that be Harlingen Cardinals or the Brownsville Hanna Eagles. And so wherever you are, wishing you well, and glad to bring you this little piece of Valley football tonight. Hopefully makes you feel right at home. So here we go now, 1st and 24, the Hanna Eagles, as Mancias is kind of bouncing off the field. So it looks like he might be okay, and that's a good sign if you're a Hanna Eagle fan.
But it looks like for now we're going to get to see a little more of Joe Cavazos in the backfield, as he will be the second running back option. And that would be a big blow for this Hanna Eagles, but he did a good job. He looked like he was walking on his own power, like you said, bouncing off the field. So let's see if he can get back into this game later on.
Spread offense again for Campos, 4 wide receivers. He'll look to the sideline, waiting for that play, and they're going to go ahead and call that in as he gets ready to lead his team downfield. 7:20 on the clock in the first half here. 0-0 is your score. Tie ball game. 9 on the play clock. Campos hands it off up the middle. Nowhere to go for number 23, Cavazos, and he'll lose 2 on that one, Matthew.
And I think that was number 90, Tristan Garcia, getting into the backfield, breaking off of his, it looked like the center position, and he did a great job just wrapping him up and taking him down, and it looks like it will be 2nd and 12, or 2nd and 22 with that 10-yard penalty. 2nd
and 22. Similar penalty happened against the Cardinals earlier and kind of set them back. Same things to start the Hanna Eagles. Campos, though, looking downfield, wants to pass. He's passing number 9. He's got blockers set up. A great open field tackle there by number 13 for the Cardinals. He'll pick up about 6 yards, but great tackle there by number 13.
Yeah, it looked like it was a design screen. The defensive line was allowed to get to the quarterback, but he threw it out to the receiver. He had blockers, but a great open field tackle, like you said, by number 13, Justin Munives, getting him down, and it will result in a 3rd and 15.
Hanna Eagles now at the 45, their own 45. And just to mention, each team has burned 1 timeout each, so 2 remaining for each team. Campos now is going to move his running back to the other side. And he's going to take that. Mancias back in the game quickly, and he's going to take that handoff. Nice move. Hurdles a player, but he will have his feet undercut from him. Nice pickup there, about 10 yards, but still going to be 5 yards short of a first down.
And for a player that just came off an injury, he didn't look too injured there. He still had that same burst, and he fought tackles. He tried to hurdle a player, but he just got chopped from underneath.
4th down, and they're going to call it 6 now for the Eagles. The ball is on the 46-yard line, and so they're going to take a chance here, folks. Quick punt by Campos, I'm sorry, and he's going to just do an excellent. Well, can they keep it out of the end zone? It looks like they did. No, they're not calling it a touchback. They're going to say that he dove into the end zone, folks, and he batted it back onto the field of play, and they're going to mark it down about the 4-yard line. What a great punt there, and a great job by that special teams unit.
And the ball, it looked like it might have crossed the goal line, but it doesn't matter because the player crossed. It doesn't matter if the player crosses, it just matters if the ball crossed the goal line, and it did not. According to the officials, he batted back inside the field, and now the Cardinals will have the longest field to work with of the day for either team, starting at their own 4-yard line.
Here come the Cardinals, and wrapped up Daniel Ramirez's ankle. I see that as they spat him. They call wrapping up on the outside of the shoe there a spat. He's actually in his end zone right now, but he's got a bruising running back in the backfield. Look at this guy run. I have not seen him run, Matthew, in several weeks, and I love the way this young man runs the ball. And he is a bulldozer, number 25, and he gets really close to that first down marker.
Number 25, Cameron Anderson, and he looks like he almost got the first down, 9 yards on his first carry. That's a good look right there for the Cardinals so far.
Give him the ball. If you're the Cardinals, I like the way that he runs the ball. Is a kind of a throwback style. He just goes north and south, and he's going to put his shoulder down, and he's got some weight behind him too. Here we go now. He's going to get the call here. Going to try to get. Oh, and he fumbles. Fumble on the play. And they heard my suggestion. Give him the ball. And then he fumbled, folks. Got a little bit too excited there. Looks like he did not secure the football before he took his first steps. Watching this replay here, Matthew. And he just popped out right away.
And the Eagles did recover it. They will have the ball, it looks like, at their own 16-yard line. And so we went from the worst field position for either team to the best for either team. And they are definitely in scoring position no matter what. This could either turn into 3 points or 7 points, and let's see if the Eagles can capitalize off of a huge turnover from the Cardinals.
Well, I tell you what, it almost feels like there's open tryouts on the field tonight for the Cardinals. We've seen number 21, Mike Hernandez. We've seen number 1, Ralph Castellanos in the backfield. And then we see number 25 come on here. That's Cameron Anderson. And it just seems, I don't know who we'll see next drive, but I did like the way he ran into that fumble. Here goes Campos now. Nice pickup by Mancias. He picks it up inches off the ground, and he's going to rumble downfield there. He's going to pick up about 7 yards on that play.
And it looked like he tried to throw it to his outlet pass or his safety route to Mancias, and he just underthrew it, but Mancias came back, picked it up before it could hit the ground, reverse field, almost did a complete 180, and then just ran it for about another 6 yards towards the outside, and it'll result in a 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 coming up for the Eagles. Campos quick to the line of scrimmage, going to toss it out, and that's going to be number 23. And he looks like he's going to have the first down. That's number 23, Joe Cavazos.
And he did a great job of just allowing his blockers to set up a good block and following them and trying to get to the first down. And he did get tripped up and then knocked down by his own blocker. But he did get the first down, and it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line. So with 3:45 left to go in the first half, the Hanna Eagles are the closest that either team has been to scoring any points, if you will. And so they are pushing that ball downfield, and they seem to find something that's been working, Matthew. They've been running the ball. They haven't thrown the ball. I have not seen, other than some screen passes since drive number 1, and they have found some success with some inside the tackles running, and usually the running backs are making a one cut, and then they're getting upfield, and it seems like that's been working for them so far.
And so a wise man once told me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So just let him keep running the ball. Let's see how it does. They're at the 6-yard line. And I did see one of their receivers. I don't know. I haven't seen him. There hasn't been much passing. But number 84, he's a big receiver, but he's a lanky receiver. So he has the length. And maybe they throw it up to him for a jump ball. I don't know. We'll see. Or keep it on the ground and let him try to punch it in these last 6 yards.
Jump ball, punch it in. We'll see what's going to happen here. Either way, 1st down and goal on the 6-yard line. And they are going to send him 84. He's one-on-one on the outside, Matthew, like you were pointing out there, and he does have about a good 6-8 inches on the cornerback of height there. So could be something in the corner of the end zone, but they're going to choose to get him Mancias. Mancias got the hot hand right now, and he's just able to elude some tackle. I don't know how he gets out of some of these tackles.
Yeah, the Cardinals have been priding themselves on wrapping up and taking them down, and it just seems like Mancias is just surrounded by water. They can't get a grip on him. Their hands just look like they slip off with how elusive he is and how he could just escape from tackles like this. It looked like it could only be a gain of 1, maybe no gain, and he turns into a gain of 3.
Again, gets halfway to the goal lines. Here we go now. Campos, he's going to roll out to his right. He's looking for Mancias open in the end zone. Actually, he's going to be taken down, but big hit on the outside there, and that is a massive tackle by number 7 of the Cardinals, that Garrison Medley, and he made that receiver or running back turn receiver pay.
And Campos was rushed by, it looks like number 32, Isaiah Martinez, and then they threw it to Joe Cavazos, and he just got blasted. And as a sophomore quarterback, and maybe the coaches will tell him once he gets back on that ball, if you throw it to Cavazos, you're going to lose yards. It would be better just to throw it away and get it back again with 3 yards to go.
3rd down and 10, right? 3rd down and goal, actually, on the 10. Here comes the pressure on Campos. They're going to sack him in the backfield. He's going to lose 10 yards, and they're going to say he's down. And that was a big defensive stop there by the Cardinals, and number 3 is down the ground, gets up hobbling.
And that's going to be a 4th down and long, now at the 20-yard line. So this possession has turned into a net gain of -4 yards that this Cardinal defense allowed. And so it looks like they're going to be forced to kick a field goal. No, they're going to keep their offense on the field.
No, field goal unit's out.
Oh, just kidding.
I think you got confused. Number 23 is a running back, but he's a holder now. So, yeah, I see that confusion. Number 1, Miguel Payan, though, is the kicker in. And this is going to be about a 37-yard field goal attempt right here. Here we go. A little bit of they're going to call a penalty on that one. I think that's going to be a play clock violation.
That would just back it up another 5 yards and make this kick just that much harder.
Delay of game. All right, now. With 1:35 remaining in the first half. At 0-0 is your score here. And the Brownsville Hanna Eagles now have been marched back another 5 yards. And so the placeholder will be at about the 32. So now we have a 42-yard field goal attempt for number 1, Miguel Payan of the Brownsville Hanna Eagles, who, by the way, was not hurt earlier. That was number 8. Here we go. Payan in for the field goal attempt. 42-yard. Nice looking kick. Great looking kick. And it is going to be no good, though. He had the height. He had the distance, but I think it was wide left.
And so now it's still scoreless, 0-0. 1:30 left in the half. Like you said, there's one timeout for the Cardinals left, according to the scoreboard. And so right now, let's see if Ramirez can bring a spark into this Cardinal offense and get him into field goal range and just put points on the board. That would be a win here because it is still 0-0. Getting points on the board and having any sense of momentum going into halftime would really benefit either team if there could be a turnover caused or anything. So right now, let's see if they just try to run out the clock or if they attack and try to put points on the board.
I'm interested to see who's in the back. They're going to go number 1, Ralph Castellanos, as their running back on this drive. And so, like I said, they've been kind of having open tryouts tonight for a couple of different running backs. They've rotated through 3, I believe now, possibly 4 even. Number 1, Castellanos will get the call on this drive. Number 5, Daniel Ramirez in. Cardinals with 1 timeout remaining to the Hanna Eagles 2 timeouts remaining. And here we go. Ramirez now in shotgun formation. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left, but they're going to hold that while they reposition the football in the middle of the field. And we're about ready to get going here with 1:30 remaining in the first half. 0-0 is your score. This live audio broadcast. Daniel Ramirez now waiting for the snap. Gets it. Rose to his right now. Wants to pass downfield. Pump fake. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's evading defenders all over the place. Flag on the field. He'll rush this for about 10-yard pickup, but I have a feeling it's coming back.
Yeah, we saw the flag go down, and whenever a quarterback is running out of the pocket and trying to find space, usually when a flag gets thrown into the offensive backfield, it's a holding or an illegal block in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But Ramirez did do a great job scrambling, breaking outside to the edge, and just gaining 10 yards, just what he needed and getting out of bounds. And it will be coming back as they call holding on the offensive lineman. Like I said, whenever the quarterback's scrambling, you're just trying to give him enough time to make something happen, and sometimes it results in a penalty, and that's what happened there.
A little bit of extracurricular going down. I had my eye on there. A couple of players, offense linemen, defensive linemen were getting into it, and there's some big boys down there on the field. So I'm a former offensive lineman, so I like to see those little skirmishes happening and definitely making it interesting. First down and 20 now, and Daniel Almeida is going to look to pass. Intercepted by number 2 of the Hanna Eagles. That's Matthew Garcia. And hold that, though. There's a flag on the play, but what an interception by number 2.
And it looked like he just threw the ball behind the receiver and just right in, or he overthrew the receiver, and just a great diving interception by Matthew Garcia. And we're waiting for the penalty.
Yeah, I think it's going against Hanna. So they're going to avoid that interception, holding on the defense, and that's going to be on the defender. And that's going to be a big play there, because if not, that would have been Hanna football in very good field position with 2 timeouts remaining. Could have put something on the board. So that penalty, it hurts Hanna in the fact that that interception is now negated, and the Cardinals have some fresh life here with 1:14 left to go in the first half. Here we go now. 0-0 your score here. We are scoreless at Boga Stadium tonight. It's 32-6, a matchup between 2 teams jockeying for perhaps second and third place in this district. Maybe even a first. Here we go now. Daniel Ramirez passing downfield. He had Ethan Martinez wide open, but he overthrew him.
And it just looks like we're missing that touch that we've seen from Ramirez early on in the season. And this has happened for the past few home games, where early on he just doesn't have the same accuracy and touch that he had previously early on in the season. And so, like you said earlier, he's searching back for his midseason form and trying to get this Cardinal offense going and this Cardinal team into the playoffs.
2 losses in district play as opposed to Hanna Eagles 1 loss in district play. San Benito's still undefeated in district play, and so Los Fresnos, not sure, Matthew. I don't know how many they've dropped in district. I think 1. Here we go. Handoff now. Here's another running back, number 21. He had a chance earlier. That's Micah Hernandez, and he's going to gain about 9.5, maybe even 10 on that one. First down, looks like, for the Cardinals.
And I do think you're right that the Falcons have dropped 1, but that 1 was to the Brownsville Hanna Golden Eagles. So they would own that tiebreaker over Los Fresnos, which would put them in second place at this moment as Daniel Ramirez gets the snap in shotgun formation. He's rolling out to his left, looking big play. The throw wide open receiver. Ethan Martinez has it, and he gets tackled down at the Brownsville Hanna 17-yard line as the Cardinals are rushing back to get onto the ball, not let any time waste, spike the ball, or they'll call timeout right now. But now they're in field goal range and ready and knocking on the door with 38 seconds left in the game, in the first half.
Last time we saw this against Wesco East, and they chose to spike the ball. They do not this time. Ramirez looks downfield, wants to pass. Intercepted now by number 30, and he's got some space to run into, and he has one tackler. That is Ryan Wally, is able to track him down from behind. Matthew, if not, that would have gone a very long way. But it is Hanna football with 21 seconds left to go in the first half.
And I was watching, and he had the receiver he had the flat receiver wide open, a corner shadowing him about 5 yards out, but he tried to force it into the curl route. And number 30 for the Eagles, and we can't get the name on that because it's covered by the Eagle on the roster sheet, but he did jump the route and intercept the ball and bring it out to the 41-yard line. Now the Eagles have a chance with 21 seconds left to maybe get the last 30 yards that they need. And we saw the leg of this kicker, and he can kick it pretty far.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Now 21 seconds left to go, and Campos going to hand out Mancias up the middle. Oh, big stick in the middle of the field there, and he'll lose about a yard on that one.
And not surprising, it's the captain, number 7, Garrison Medley, that brought up the hit stick. And it looks like the Eagles are going to call a timeout. They'll only have 1 remaining with 15 seconds left.
So I was looking up the schedules, Matthew, and it turns out that Los Fresnos has lost 2. So now you have Harlingen lost 2, Los Fresnos lost 2, and Los Fresnos beat Harlingen. So they have the tiebreaker. So right now, as it sits, Harlingen's in fourth place, I think. Either way, they're talking between 4th and 5th place, and the top 4 in this district go to playoffs. So big night here for Harlingen. And of course, they await the Battle of the Arroyo next week against an undefeated San Benito team, at least up until this point tonight.
And talked about Harlingen's schedule. They've had a rough past 2 weeks, losing to Wesco East, who's also in the playoff hunt. I don't know what their record is at this point, but they would own the tiebreaker over the Cardinals and the loss to Los Fresnos. But if they can get a win here tonight, that would help boost their chances into getting into the playoffs. And then Battle of the Arroyo, highly anticipated matchup at the beginning of the year. San Benito might be fighting for an undefeated season, and Harlingen could be fighting for a playoff spot. We'll figure it out at the end of this game.
Here we go now, Hanna Eagles. Campos looks downfield. He's going to let this one fly, and he's got a receiver, and he catches it all the way down at the 30-yard line of the Harlingen Cardinals with 8 seconds on the board. And what a pass and catch there for Hanna.
And it just looks like the same thing that the Cardinals ran, just going the other way. The Hanna Eagles, a great pass, and it looks like Joe Cavazos, the running back, catches the ball, and they're at the 31-yard line with 8 seconds left. I don't know the range of this kicker, but they just used their last timeout.
48 yards. It would be a 48-yard attempt if they were to go for it here, for the field goal, I should say. There's 8 seconds remaining on the clock. But what a beautiful pass and catch that was, folks. I mean, he stepped up in the pocket. He's got a lot of poise for what is he? He's a sophomore quarterback. Wow, he can throw it downfield, but he stays in the game. And it looks like they're going to go for it. They have no more timeouts. So it looks like they're going for broke. They're going for end zone or nothing.
Like we said, we don't know the range of the kicker, so this might be a little out of it.
Here we go. Now Campos rolling to his right. He wants to get this ball into the end zone. He's going to throw really short there. He's going to get one more play out of it, though, as there's 3.7 seconds left to go on the clock.
And I think they were trying to get to the sidelines and give their kicker a more comfortable field goal. But here he comes onto the field. He's going to attempt that 48-yard field goal with 3.7 seconds left. Now let's see if the Eagles can go up 3-0 or if it'll stay scoreless, and we'll know in just a little bit.
48-yard attempt for a high school kicker. It's, towards the long end of some kickers' ability. This is going to be a nice looking kick. It is up. It looks like it is long enough, and it is good. He makes a 48-yard field goal to end the first half here. 3-0 your score as the Hanna Eagles go on the board with a beautiful looking 48-yard field goal. Wow. Number 1, Miguel Payan. He comes on and he boots one through, and it's 3-0 your score.
And the Eagles have to be feeling good about themselves right now. Cardinals were in scoring position, got the interception, returned it out to their own 40-yard line. The great passing catch, as you said, got them into field goal range, and then they kicked the field goal all within the span of 30 seconds. So now it's 3-0 heading into halftime, not scoreless, and not with a Cardinals lead. They have to be feeling good about themselves and ready to come out this second half. And if I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals will receive the ball to begin the second half.
Correct. All right, folks. Hey, set a clock on your phone or something, stopwatch if you have to. But 24 minutes from now, we'll be live with a second half coverage here brought to you at Bogus Stadium. KHGN and team bringing you this coverage, live audio. 3-0 again your score. Hanna Eagles on top of the Harlingen Cardinals. You will hear back from us in about 24 minutes. Thanks, folks, for joining.
Do I follow them? Okay.
Football fans, what a pleasure to introduce our Cardinal senior football players and their parents. Introducing number 2, Nathan Martinez, accompanied by Mom Irene Gonzalez and Grandma Rosie Gonzalez. Number 3, Ethan Martinez, accompanied by Elias and Yvette Garcia. Number 4, Abel Castaneda, accompanied by Dad Abel Castaneda and stepmom Stephanie Chavez and Mom Amanda and stepdad Jesse Torres. Number 5, Daniel Ramirez, accompanied by Daniel and Beda Ramirez. Number 7, Harrison Medley, accompanied by Monty Medley and Connie Cobb. Number 8, Ezra Rubio, accompanied by Linda Rubio and Amanda Carmona. Number 12, Aaron Reeves, accompanied by Dad Gus Reeves and Mom Christina Springy. Number 14, Riley Salceda, accompanied by Dad Raul Salceda and Mom Amanda Bishop. Number 15, Armando Gonzalez, accompanied by Coach Gus Gonzalez. Number 21, Micah Hernandez, accompanied by Michelle Esparza and Rudy Hernandez. Number 27, Michael Medina, accompanied by Mom Didi Medina and Dad Rafael Medina. Number 28, Jordan Zambrano, accompanied by Mom Yvonne Rivera. Number 31, Victor Talavera, accompanied by Mom Maria Cifuentes. Number 32, Isaiah Martinez, accompanied by Jessica and Carlos Oliva. Number 36, Rick De Leon, accompanied by Tuhei and David De Leon. Number 42, Eladio Flores, accompanied by Aishma and Noemi Adame. Number 50, J.J. Rodriguez, accompanied by Javier and Erica Gonzalez. Number 51, Rick Garza, accompanied by Mom Eva Oliva. Number 53, Brandon Pesina, accompanied by Mom Desiree Galvan and stepdad Guadalupe Torres. In absentia, recognizing number 55, Braylon Johnson. Number 62, Juan Eguía, accompanied by cousin Jessica and Eric Cervantes. Number 66, John Rodriguez, accompanied by Ramiro Roel and Miranda Sierra and Grandma Deborah Taylor. Number 70, Justin Davis, accompanied by Mike and Missy Davis. Number 76, Frank Craven, accompanied by Lou and Michael McCullough. Number 80, Ryan Wally, accompanied by James and Jordan Wally. Number 83, Fernando Martinez, accompanied by sister Stephanie Martinez. Number 92, Sam Alonso, accompanied by Mom Nenda Martinez and Dad Simon Alonso. And recognizing the student trainer Nicole Rios, accompanied by Victor and Mary Rios. Football fans, let's give a big round of applause for our Cardinals senior football players and their parents.
Yeah, I guess. Huh? Alright. What's up? You don't know what love is.
Varsity cheer captain Ashton Suarez, escorted by his parents Alfredo and Melissa Suarez. Varsity cheerleader Samantha Guillen, escorted by her parents Javier and Maricela Guillen. Varsity cheerleader Yasmin Martinez, escorted by her parents Norberto and Cindy Martinez. Varsity cheerleader Alyssa Rodriguez, escorted by her parents, Tony and Sandra Rodriguez. Varsity cheerleader Aubrey Gomez, escorted by her mother, Joanne Gomez, and grandfather, Hedwig Gomez. Varsity cheerleader Destiny Torres, escorted by her parents, Hector and Maddie Torres. Senior Max Sofia Hernandez, escorted by her mother, Hermina Rojas and Serna family. JD cheerleader Destiny Alfaro, escorted by her parents, Antonio Alfaro Jr. and Belina Castaneda. JD cheerleader Miranda Guzman, escorted by her parents, Frank and Maggie Guzman. Senior flag crew member Adrian Bazan, escorted by her mother, Sarita Bazan and Javier Sandoval. Senior flag crew member Ty Kirkendall, escorted by his mother, Jessica Kirkendall. Senior flag crew member Alejandro Muniz, escorted by his parents, Carlos and Patty Muniz. Senior flag crew member Ryan Rodriguez, escorted by his parents, Ruben and Edith Rodriguez. Manager Felicity Bizan, escorted by her parents, Manuel and Antonia Bizan. Manager Dallas Cáceres, escorted by her parents, Israel and Lenny Cáceres.
Football fans, introducing the Corvette and their parents. Introducing Senior Officer Natasha Trevino. Natasha is the daughter of Orlando and Imelda Trevino. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight, she is escorted by Orlando and Imelda Trevino. Senior Officer Anita Linde. Anita is the daughter of Jer and Linde. She has been a cadet for 3 years. Tonight, she's escorted by Jerry and Anita Day and Aurora Day. Senior Officer Salma Gomez. Salma is the daughter of Jesse and Delia Gomez. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight, she's escorted by Jesse and Delia Gomez. Senior Officer Randy Nicole Cantu. Randy is the daughter of Jesse and Rochelle Cantu. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight, she is escorted by Jesse and Rochelle Cantu and Biandra Cantu. Senior cadet member Kaylin Hope Teheran. Kaylin is the daughter of Cristina Perez. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight, she's escorted by Cristina Perez. Senior Cadet Member Jocelyn Gonzalez. Jocelyn is the daughter of Mary and David Gonzalez. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she's escorted by Mary Gonzalez and Joshua Naranjo. Senior Cadet Member Carmen Herrera. Carmen is the daughter of Isela and Jacob Herrera. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she is escorted by Isela and Jacob Herrera and Anissa Herrera. Senior Cadet Member Marisabel Macias. Marisabel is the daughter of Isabel Macias. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she's escorted by Isabel Macias, Oscar Ivan Macias, and Benny Hernandez. Senior Cadet Member Claudia Elizabeth Reyes. Claudia is the daughter of Alma Macias and Rolando Reyes. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she's escorted by Alma Macias and Rolando Reyes. Senior Cadet Member Erica Sanchez. Erica is the daughter of Gerardo and Rebecca Sanchez. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she's escorted by Rebecca Sanchez
and Sebastian and Joaquin Sanchez. Senior Cadet Member Marisa Lian Vela. Marisa is the daughter of Jesus and Alicia Vela. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she is escorted by Jesus and Alicia Vela. Senior Cadet Member Lexi Ray Velez. Lexi is the daughter of Francisco Velez and Monica M. Rodriguez. She's been a cadet for 4 years. Tonight she's escorted by Francisco Velez and Monica M. Rodriguez. Senior Cadet Member Natalie de la Cruz. Natalie is the daughter of Benito de la Cruz and Araceli Mata. She's been a cadet for 2 years. Tonight she's escorted by Benito de la Cruz and Araceli Mata. Senior Cadet Member Victoria Gonzalez. Victoria is the daughter of Brenda Gonzalez. She's been a cadet for 2 years. Tonight she's escorted by Marieli Blanco and Brenda Gonzalez. Senior Cadet Member Mireya Delgado. Mireya is the daughter of Esmeralda Mata. She's been a member of the Cadets for 1 year. Tonight she's escorted by Esmeralda Mata. Senior Cadet Member Lupita Hernandez. Lupita is the daughter of Rosa and Martin Hernandez. She's been a cadet for 1 year. Tonight she's escorted by Rosa and Martin Hernandez. Senior Cadet Member Carolina Mia Sanchez. Carolina is the daughter of Nemo and Gina Sanchez. She's been a cadet for 1 year. Tonight she's escorted by Nemo and Gina Sanchez and Deneva Sanchez and Nicolas Chavez, who walk with her tonight in spirit. Football fans, let's give a big round of applause to our senior cadets and their parents. Thank you for all that you do. Way to go.
The spread of the week is Andrea Hinojosa. And the spread is performed. Their dance routine to Rihanna's Umbrella. And now, let's welcome to the field the Hanna High School Golden Marching Band. Color officers are Captain Desmond Castillo, Field Lieutenants Lindsay Garcia and Tatiana Mata. The section of the week is the clarinet section. Band teachers of the week are Harlingen and Robin Aviola. The Golden Eagle Band is under field direction of head drum major Mariana Cortinas and assistant drum majors Ivan Castro and Diana Cavazos. Tonight, the Golden Eagle Band will perform their highly acclaimed and superior rated 2017 wild contest show entitled Dream Catcher. An homage to the great Native American people, the original characters of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to once again enjoy the sights and the sounds of the one and only, always imitated, never duplicated, Brownsville's original, the internationally known Hanna Golden Eagle Marching Band.
switch.
Excuse me. Yeah, could you get off and you're taking the camera.
High School Golden Eagle Marching Band. Brownsville, and we would like to recognize and congratulate Harlingen High School Cardinals on another successful marching season.
That Carol has a baby.
You want to stay here on this boat?
And welcome back to second half coverage here at Bogus Stadium. Live audio broadcast brought to you by the team here at KHGN, HCISD football tonight. Harlingen Cardinals versus Brownsville Hanna Eagles. 3-0 is your score. Hanna Eagles finishing off the first half with a 48-yard field goal. It was up and it was good. So starting off the second half, Harlingen Cardinals set to receive now, and they will return the football and getting ready for an exciting second half. It's been close, Matthew. Matthew Cavazos, Aaron Signs here in the booth. It has been a slow, drag-out game so far. Matthew, what are we expecting here in the second half from both teams?
I'm expecting the mental mistakes and self-inflicted wounds to start to disappear as holding penalties and penalties on the offense in general, turnovers to just decrease and play smart, efficient football going into the second half.
All right, now penalties, definitely issues that were stopping some drives early on. And if you're both teams, you definitely want to see if you can remove those obstacles. And the Cardinals will get first shot at doing that on the offense. All right, back deep to return here for the Cardinals is going to be number 6, Joe Reyna. And along with, can't get his number, he's far across the field there, but I think it is number 2, Nathan Martinez. We'll go number 2.
Here comes the kick from the Eagles. It's up. It's a deep kick. It's going to go into the end zone. And Reyna's going to run it out of the end zone, deep in his own end zone, might I add. And he got it out to about the 22.5-yard line, depending on where the ref spots it. The Cardinal offense started off slow, had a big drive late in the first half. They got down the field, a nice big play to Ethan Martinez, and then turnover again, and that set up the Eagles' field goal. So let's see how they respond to that drive and start the second half.
First half, Cardinals were trying out a few different running backs. Number 1 was out there, Ralph Castellanos, along with number 21, Micah Hernandez, and just trying a couple guys here, trying to figure out who they're going to start out here in the second half with. They're going to go back with number 21. That's Micah Hernandez, and he will be the lone running back in the back with the smaller of the trio, by the way, run in the first half. Tight formation here for the Cardinals in shotgun, however. He is number 5, Daniel Ramirez. He'll hand it off. That's going to be number 21, right-hand side, and he's tackled quickly there. Nothing doing for Micah Hernandez.
Yeah, the Golden Eagles did a good job of not allowing the Cardinal offensive line to create a hole for Hernandez to run through. And it looks like it was about no gain, maybe a loss of 1 there.
And they'll call it 2nd and 11, so there's that loss of 1. Looking at that defensive line for Brownsville Hanna tonight, they've got some stout players on that line, have controlled the line of scrimmage. Here we go now, passing downfield. Ramirez, number 10, connects. Dalton Mann, he's going to have a first down and some more. Great, about 16-yard pickup for number 10, Dalton Mann.
And like you said, Dalton Mann had a step on the cornerback on an in route, and he just used his speed to get around the edge, break a free from number 30, and get up the field and gain, like you said, about 15 or 16 yards on the play.
Here we go. Daniel Ramirez along with number 21, Micah Hernandez in the backfield. And he has 2 wide receivers to his left, going for the hard count, trying to get them to jump off sides. And they will turn to the sideline, wait for the play. Number 3 and 10 here, end capping. That's Ethan Martinez and Dalton Mann, who had the last reception. And they're ready to roll. Here we go. Ramirez. Oh, botched handoff there. He's going to pass it out to the offensive lineman. And I think they're going to rule that incomplete pass. And guess really wasn't an eligible receiver because he didn't get downfield there. We do have a person down the field.
He also took a big shot. Like we said, the offensive lineman turned receiver is the player down. I think that was number 66. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he was an eligible receiver. And he just kind of threw it to him. It might have been a designed safety. I don't know. He just threw it to the offensive lineman, hoped to get the best of it, and nothing happens. The flag might be ineligible receiver, but I don't know if that's a penalty or not.
No, he was not past line of scrimmage, so they're not going to call that call. He was just trying to dump it to a man there close by, and he found number 66. So incomplete pass either way. There was a penalty on the field, illegal touch. Yeah, they're going to call. There it is. A little bit late, but that's it. That's what I knew it was an eligible man downfield, but it's going to be illegal touching because he's not checked in as a receiver. And so they will get penalized for that. So 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Cardinals. And again, right at the beginning of a drive, they are penalized, and they get pushed back. Ramirez and company. Waiting for the snap. Fake handoff to number 26. This time steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to rush this one, but here comes a whole lot of white jerseys, and it's going to be a rush by the quarterback. He's going to lose a yard on that.
And a good job, and there's a flag going up after the play. Some extra contact between the linemen. And Daniel Ramirez gets taken down. A good job by the secondary getting to Ramirez as he was scrambling out of the pocket.
He gets up a little slow from the ground there after. He was nursing and looked like an ankle there in the first half, and comes out here with both ankles taped up in the second half. And so definitely he's nursing something down there in the field, but he's fighting through it, and he will stay on the field. Flag on the play, though, looked like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. He was kind of in that little huddle of players after the play was over.
And number 26 was the running back there. That's the 4th running back that they've brought in just in this game, just in this first 2 quarters and about a minute into the 3rd quarter. And we do not have a name for him according to the roster. So we can't tell you his name, obviously. So if they hand it off to him, we'll just say number 26.
Number 26. So actually I see Jesus Gonzalez here. I don't know, maybe I have an updated roster. So Jesus Gonzalez is his name there. Oh, and that's a pass to Jesus Gonzalez, by the way, and it's going to be almost intercepted. So 4th down and 15 coming up, 16 coming up for the Cardinals, and here we go. They are going to punt again right off the bat, not able to get anything going on offense, which has been kind of the MO for tonight, as our Brownsville Hanna defense has stifled the Cardinals so far. And now the Hanna return team, led by number 23 here to return, is Joe Cavazos the third, and he is backed up on his 35-yard line. So could be some pretty good Hanna field position here after this punt. Good looking snap there. Here goes the punt. It's up. Nice punt. Going to take a really good Cardinal roll down to the 27, maybe 28-yard line.
And it just looks like, from what we've seen so far, that this Cardinal offense is not coming out onto the field fired up or energetic. It looks like they're just going through the motions, which is not what you want if you're on the team or the coaches. And they just need to get a way to spark that fire that they had in the beginning of the season and just try to, because they just look like their morale's down. And you talked about it earlier during halftime, and they just need to come out and they need to just pretend like it's 0-0. The record's 0-0, and they're just playing for the first game.
Here we go, no handoff, and it's going to be a new quarterback in for the Hanna Eagles. And he's going to hand off to Mancias. And that's not a new quarterback. It's 15, Justin Martinez, who came in when they were running the ball more earlier in the first half. Pick up about 3 yards there for Mancias.
Mancias did a good job breaking the edge, getting around, and it looks like it might be a gain of about 2 or 3. And there's an injured player on the field once again.
10:06 remaining in the third quarter, just getting started here in the second half. It is still 3-0. The Hanna Eagles lead the Harlingen Cardinals, and kind of a slow developing game tonight. Close, obviously 3-0, and the Hanna Eagles just able to get that 48-yard field goal in before half and took the lead, and coming out here in the second half and trying to get rolling again, and an injury on the field yet again. So thanks again for listening to this live audio broadcast brought to you by the team here at KHGN, and we're excited to bring you this 32-6A matchup. Big implications for this game as you look at two teams who are battling for those 4 spots in this district playoff run. Of course, Hanna is kind of sitting up there, number 2, I believe, with 1 loss. They're the only 1-loss team behind the undefeated San Benito. And then it kind of gets a little bit muddy when you're looking at third, fourth place. And you're talking about Los Fresnos, you're talking about Westaco East, and then you're talking about the Cardinals. So Cardinals right now probably are on the outside looking in to that top 4. And win tonight would be huge, as then they would tie with Hanna for record and possibly have a tiebreaker. I'd have to go and look at that. But definitely a big game, and of course leading into the Battle of the Arroyo.
And like you said, they would have a tiebreaker over Brownsville Hanna if they won, and that would put them into the 4th place spot with the Battle of the Arroyo lurking for the last week. And Jesus Martinez is ready to take the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Joe Cavazos, who eludes the tackle, gets tripped up. No, he's still on his feet. Gets past the first down, out to the 42-yard line until he's finally tripped up by a group of Cardinal defenders.
I mean, barring that tackle by number 13, Justin Munives, and he would have been gone. Number 23, Joe Cavazos, was just got a good head of steam on that one and was shifty and also was making some very decisive cuts. He looked good on that run there. Could have broken a really long one. 1st and 10 coming up for the Hanna Eagles. Ball's on the 42-yard line. 9:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Hanna's ahead 3-0. And again, number 15, Justin Martinez, the quarterback senior, is at the helm in the shotgun position now. Hands off. Mancias makes a nice cut to the outside. He'll have enough for a first down, dragging a couple of defenders with him. And they're just running with purpose, Matthew. Both these running backs. And Mancias, nice 15-yard pickup.
And the running backs do a great job of just not allowing the arm tackles to work. He broke about 2 tackles on that run from early on, about right when he got into the secondary from the linebacker, and then again by the cornerback when he hit the sticks, and that allowed him to get a 15-yard run.
Here we go. It's going to be a keeper this time, and he's going to run it up the middle, number 15 again, Martinez, and he's going to have a nice 7-yard pickup. Didn't look like much, but look up, and now it's 7 yards downfield.
And he got pulled down by the jersey. They barely grabbed onto his jersey. It looked like his sleeve, and they barely dragged him down.
2nd down 3 coming up for the Hanna Eagles. And they are in Harlingen Cardinal territory at the 36-yard line. No rush. They're just kind of taking their time. They're going to have 2 running backs in the backfield this time. Kind of a wildcat look. So they probably will run it. They do a little option. Keeper, left-hand side, and that's going to be Cavazos on the keeper. And he's going to be close to that first down marker. And I think he may have that first down.
Cavazos made a couple cuts trying to find the gap. And they're going to call it just 3rd and short, maybe about 2 feet, maybe 1 yard, looks like, or they will measure. We're going to see.
3rd down. They're going to say 3rd down. The official umpire's calling up that 3. I don't know. Did you hear that score there? What was that, Matthew?
I think it was San Benito 50, Wesco 7.
Whoa. San Benito's rolling right now. All right, here we go, Brownsville Hanna. 3rd down and very short handoff now. Nice move there by Mancia. Spin, and he's gone 15-10. One man to beat 5, and I think he's into the end zone, and he is. Touchdown. Hanna Eagles on a 33-yard run, and I'm talking about he hit the spin move twice. And it looks like that spin move may have cost him a hamstring there.
Mancias, he was running, he got hit twice on the right side, spun around both defenders, and then was finally tackled into the end zone by number 34, and that looked like it caused a leg injury. He's coming up, and they're going to go check him out right now.
Yeah, it just looked like after when he tackled and rolled, it looked like he planted and got just straight, like a really long lunge is what it looked like. But he's up. He's walking off the field there with very little assistance. What a run. What a run, folks. I mean, it's like he hit that spin button twice in a row. Boom, boom. And it was quick. It was decisive. And he's really, as the game has gone on, it looks like they're getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, they really do a great job of using this running game to their advantage. And they've seen that it works, and they're coming out in the second half without their passing quarterback and just allowing the run game to develop. And they did not throw a single ball this drive, and they ended up in the end zone.
Even running some wildcat on that, and with a wildcat, they're basically saying, we're not going to throw it. Kick is up, and it's good. So now it's 10-0. With 7:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Hanna Eagles are up 10-0 on the Harlingen Cardinals. And as the Harlingen Cardinal offense is struggling to get things going, it looks like the Hanna Eagle offense is starting to pick up steam. It looks like they're getting more comfortable. It looks like they're just running the ball effectively and efficiently. And it's going to be tough for Harlingen. They got to make some adjustments even post halftime now as Hanna Eagle offense just looks like it's getting stronger as the game goes on.
You know, this defense has been on the field a long time.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals have only gotten 2 first downs with their offense. And so that means the defense is on the field for a lot longer, and it's 10-0, and they're running the ball, taking time off the clock, making the defense tired and worn down. And they can only last so long whenever they're just getting pounded and pounded. Just like in a fighting,
right.
You could say. If you're just playing defense, you're just getting pounded. Eventually, it's going to wear down.
You know, the old rope of dope, right? You know, when we talked about that kind of that strategy of letting the hits come to you to wear out the offender, right? In that case, or the aggressor, I should say. And, you know, I don't know. That's what Cardinals are trying to do right now, but there's going to have to be more from this offense. They're going to have to throw some bigger punches. In other words, they're going to have to stretch the field. They're going to have to go try to get downfield somehow. Those long slant plays, you know, with Ethan Martinez and with Joe Reyna, I have not seen those in about 3 or 4 weeks now. And speaking of Reyna, he's going to take this deep in his end zone. He's going to decide to bring it out, and he runs into his own player, and he's down about the 6-yard line. The decision making on that questionable. As if you could see this, he caught that ball literally about a yard from the back of the end zone, decided to run it out. So Cardinals are going to have a very long field to work with.
I just don't see how that made sense into taking the touchback, letting it to 20 and
25, yeah.
25. And so this is going to be it's going to hurt the Cardinal offense because, like I said, they've been struggling first downs, and now they have the ball at their 8-yard line. It's getting more pressure down there, 10-0 now. And so we're going to see how they respond with this bad field position and also the fact that Hanna just scored.
Here we go. Let's see what they got. 7:44 left to go in the third quarter. Down 10-0. The Cardinals are going to try to go to work here. I mean, his handoff. And he's going to be hit in the backfield and stuffed his number 26, Jesus Gonzalez. And they're going to say that's a loss of about 4 yards for that running back.
And this has also been a story. They're not throwing the ball. Daniel Ramirez does not look comfortable anymore in the pocket. And so they're trying to rely on the rushing game that they just don't have because of the injuries. And also this Hanna defensive line has just been dominating the offensive line for the Cardinals and just getting into the backfield and not allowing the offense to get any rushing game going. If I was keeping statistics, I'd say that they have a negative net gain on rushing yards this game. As Daniel Ramirez is getting ready for the snap and shotgun back in his own end zone. He's rolling out to the right. Good pickup, blocked by the running back, and it's thrown. It was thrown to, looks like that was number 17, Damon Cantu. He just tried to force it in there, feeling the pressure, and it ends up being incomplete. 3rd and 14, back at their own 4-yard line.
Number 1, Ralph Castellanos. Number 21, Mike Hernandez. Number 25, Cameron Anderson. Number 26, Jesus Gonzalez. All running backs that we've seen tonight for the Cardinals. And not one of them has gone back-to-back drives. They've been rotating through. Cardinals is trying to find somebody to do something here. Daniel Ramirez, their best hope, I believe. They're down to 14 now. They're backed up, ball on the 4-yard line. Sends a man in motion now. He's got 3 wide receivers out to his left. Man covers, no safety over the top, by the way. So could see a long slant coming up here. He's going to look, screen setup instead. Nice pickup. He's going to have, will he have enough? No, he will not. He's going to be stopped short. Great pickup. About 11 yards, but just short, about 2 yards from the first down marker.
You know, it just doesn't look like the coaches are trusting Ramirez anymore. It looks like he's been struggling these past few weeks, and it's just not there. The talent that we saw early in the week is just not there right now, and they're going to need to find that back if they want to stay in this playoff race.
Here we go. The punters, lined up around the 2-yard line, and so this is dangerous territory. We have seen some bad snaps. And it's going to be a penalty. I think it's going to be either substitution, infraction here on the Cardinals. And that's exactly what it is. It's a 12-man on the field. And so now what happens here, folks, for those of y'all listening, is that the punter now is about 3 yards deep into the end zone fielding this snap now. And so the possibility, if you will, of something dangerous happening here is higher. But good snap. Pretty good looking punt now. He's going to get it out. The important thing was get it out of that end zone. He does. It will make it just to midfield. And so that was a nice 54-yard punt by the punter. And he does his team a great service there by getting the ball out of the end zone. And now Hanna will have half the field to work with as their offense has started to roll.
And I'm just expecting them to come out once again with number 15, that's senior quarterback, and just keep running the ball, giving it to the running backs, and just let them pound it up the middle, go around the edge, because it's been working. Obviously, 10-0. They just scored their first touchdown this half, so it looks like they're rolling. They're ready to go.
Harlingen Cardinals, one of the best things that they do is takeaways. So if there's ever time for a takeaway, it is now. This defense needs a takeaway bad. Number 3, Campos is going to let this one fly. Wide open receiver down the deep middle of the field. Makes nice moves up to the 25. Fumble on the play. Talk about takeaways. There it is. Cardinals are going to pick up this fumble on the 15-yard line, 16-yard line. And this will be Cardinal football. Wow. Wow, what a turn of events on one play.
The receiver caught the ball, made some moves, and the ball, it just looked like it flew out of his hand straight down. I think it was punched out from the top because it just bounced down. And it was punched out from behind by Nathan Martinez, who forced the fumble, got the recovery, and that's his second turnover of the evening after getting an interception on the first drive of the game.
Nathan Martinez, number 2. Go back and watch that replay, folks. 5:40, about 5:50 left to go in the third quarter. He tracks him down from behind, and he just right jab right into that football from behind, and he just punched it out. It's perfectly executed. To have the speed to run and then the accuracy of that punch was amazing. And here we go. Cardinals, they're going to get a chance, but not before Brownsville had a timeout. I tell you what, I just said right before this, I said they need a takeaway. Takeaways. That is what Cardinals can do. They did it right there, and they desperately needed that because they need something to get that spark to ignite, because 10-0, and like you said, and we saw it right there, Brownsville Hanna was ready to roll again.
Yeah, you're right. They had the receiver. He had just made a couple moves, and it looked like none of the defenders could tackle him. They were trying with arm tackles. He was making some moves, and they just could not wrap him up and get him down. And it looked like he was going to have great field position and get it out to about the 20-yard line until it was punched out from behind by Nathan Martinez. And then the receiver fell on the floor, and that's when Martinez got the fumble recovery. And now it's Cardinal ball at their own 16-yard line. So let's see if they can use this turnover as kind of an igniter to just get them to start going down the field and rolling. And at this point, if you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it for the Hanna Eagles. If it is broke, you got to change it because it's not working. And it hasn't been working. The rushing hasn't been working. They've been trying, you said open tryouts. So let's just see what Daniel Ramirez has in the tank. Let's see if his arm can get him into the end zone or at least get 3 points on the board.
This is the third takeaway for the Cardinals tonight. The first 2 takeaways, we're not able to capitalize on those takeaways. We'll try to do so here. Daniel Ramirez now. He's going to, no, it's fumble on the play. Fumble on the play. Ball's on the ground. Lots of white jerseys in the air, but it looks like a Cardinal. Looks like number 6, Joe Reyna, was able to pounce on that one. Very close there to being Hanna football.
And it looked like some miscommunication. Ramirez, it looked like a play action, and it just slipped out of Ramirez's hands as he pulled it back. Joe Reyna, luckily he was there to jump on it for the Cardinals, but that's once again second, and it looks like 17 now with the ball back in within their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, ball's on that 9 now, so it's a second and 17. Ramirez now in pistol formation. He's going to hand it off. Just running back hit immediately upon the handoff there. He's going to lose a yard. That's number 26, Jesus Gonzalez.
And this offensive line has just been getting dominated. It looks like the offensive tackle, number 70, just got blown past by the linebacker, number 2, for the Golden Eagles, Matthew Garcia. That's the safety. And he just came in with the blitz and took out the running back, number 26, Jesus Gonzalez.
You know, I was watching earlier, and I'll get back to this in a second, but early on the defensive tackles for the Hanna Eagles, there were some big guys down there. They're rotated out now because I think that they're out of gas, but they have tired this offensive line up until this point, and now these fresh legs are getting after it. Here we go to Ramirez now. Nice throw to Reina. Nice move to the inside of the field there. He'll pick up a nice pickup for Cardinals, but a 4th down coming up again.
And it was a nice pickup. He got all the way down. And there's an Eagle player slow to get up, but he will get up and get off the field as the punt unit comes back on for the Cardinals. And the ball's at their 20-yard line, so he's going to be punting from within his own 10-yard line. Once again, dangerous territory.
Back to return is number 23, Joe Cavazos, and he has shown some flash snap. Bad snap. It's on the ground. Here comes the defenders, and it looks like a fumble on the ground, and it's picked up by the Hanna Eagles, and it is right on the goal line, folks. And Hanna Eagles will have the ball literally on the 5-inch line as the Eagles have pounced on a bad snap on the punt for the Cardinals. And folks, the Hanna Eagles, another gift given to them as the Cardinals are not able to capitalize on a takeaway for the 3rd time tonight.
And so, like I said, it looks like they're going to spot it a yard away. They're at the goal line. They're probably going to hand it off, let them run up the middle. And if they don't capitalize on this turnover, that would be a great and huge goal line stand from the Cardinals. But if they do, then it'll really just kill this Cardinal offense.
Here we go now. It's going to be a handoff on Cias. Right-hand side. What a stick there by the Cardinal defense. He lunges forward again, but he's going to lose about half a yard perhaps. Great defensive stand there by the Cardinals.
I don't know if I got my numbers right, but that looked like Garrison Medley met him first at the 1-yard line, and then the rest of the Cardinals came in like the bird gang that they are and didn't let him get into the end zone.
You know, Los Fresnos done something. I'm sorry, Los Fresnos. Hanna. You know, those colors, same colors, they kind of confuse me, right? The maroon and white. Hanna's kind of done something interesting on their roster. They don't list the heights, but they list the weight of every player. So I've been over here kind of looking through this. I'm like, there's some 350 pounders for Hanna down there. So just interesting to give us the weight. Here we go now. Handoff. Into the end zone, hurling some players is number 3, Victor Campos, and that's a touchdown for the Hanna Eagles. Looked like a double leg box jump there, Matthew. He just goes over the offensive line. Watch this. Fake it, double leg, boom, and into the end zone. Launches in there, and it's a touchdown for Hanna.
Yeah, he didn't jump straight on. He jumped, It looked like sideways. Yeah. I don't know, but he got over the Cardinal defenders and got into the end zone and landed on his feet. So no injuries, and he's safe, and they got the 6 points.
16-0 is your score now with 2:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter as the Hanna Eagles have punched in another touchdown off of a capitalization of a bad snap. Oh, and that's going to be running into the kicker. That should be a personal foul, I'm going to think. That was pretty bad there. A little chippiness going on, Matthew, the past couple plays between both teams and kind of getting into it in the middle of the field here.
And so it looks like the Cardinal defenders and special teams are just fed up with the fact that they can't produce any points.
Sure.
You know, it's reasonable, but you can't be having those mental errors. But I can see where they're coming from up here.
And at the same time, you have to have the mental fortitude to be able to be disciplined enough to not let your emotions get the best of you. And so right now, definitely, you know, some emotions running wild. So that will be a penalty. And the extra point, by the way, was good. So it's 17-0 is your score now with 2:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And the Hanna Eagles have kind of come to life here in the second half. And we've seen some more of the same from the Cardinals here in the second half, which has not yielded them any points or any momentum even. The couple of opportunities that they've had, especially on turnovers, just have not been able to capitalize on those and make something out of that.
And the defense is trying to give this offense chances, sure, like you said, with turnovers and those the ability to get good field position and just still 0 points on the board. So they need to find a way within these last 3 minutes of the 3rd quarter to get this ball moving in a positive direction and try to get the first downs, because right now it's not looking good for the Cardinals.
Still some football to be played here. 17-0 with 2:51 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Thanks for listening to this live audio broadcast. Again, we cannot, in case you were wondering, cannot show live video as per UIL rules. And so we have been bringing you this live audio broadcast. Aaron Sines and Matthew Cavazos in the booth here along with KHGN team. bring you this football game, 32-6A, playoff implications, all kinds of things on the field tonight. And Hanna just so far has been able to manage, has been able to capitalize, has been able to figure some things out that has yielded them some points. 17-0, again, kicking off. 15-yard penalty enforced because of roughing the kicker. I said running into. It was roughing the kicker, so 15-yard penalty. So basically, they're going to try to boot this one through the uprights, and there should be no return. Number 1, Miguel Payan, for that 48-yard field goal that kind of started everything early. They're going to do a little pooch kick, so they're going to try to get it to nut back here. You'll field it about the 22 and out to the 25. And knock down the kicking net on that one. So it looked a little bit more exaggerated than it really was because the kicking net went down. Hopefully the kicking net's okay.
Well, like you said, just a little bit of chippiness from both sides even. And so it's tight down there. There's a lot of riding on this game. Like you said, playoff implications. And Hanna's out to prove themselves that they're not just a team you can just roll over. That you can look on the schedule and mark a win. You know, they're here to stay, and they're built to last.
Some young players back there too. Talk about number 3, Victor Campos. He's a sophomore. Talk about number 24, Cesar Mancias. He's a junior. So definitely some talent there. Daniel Ramirez now in the shotgun formation. He's going to look downfield, wants to pass. Steps up in the pocket, intercepted Hanna. Hanna returned down to the 20. That's number 2, down to the 14-yard line. Goes number 2, Matthew Garcia. And he just steps up into that zone, and he just picks it right out of the air. And that's another turnover for the Harlingen Cardinals.
And this is something I mentioned at halftime. Daniel Ramirez is not making the right decisions that he used to make. He used to be not really used to be, it's just this game and these past couple games, the efficient quarterback that he was early on in the season. It looks like now he's just trying to throw the ball and make a perfect play. And sometimes this is what my coach has taught me. I play tennis, right? So it's like you try to make the perfect shot and you overplay it. Just make a good shot and keep it going. And you can kind of relate that in here. You try to make it perfect, turnover, make it good, keep it going.
Here we go now. We're going to hand out. No, it's going to keep her 15. Looks like there's going to be a penalty on the play. Should be, I think, on the offensive line. There's number 61, buried the defensive end.
I think he
almost quite literally
just held him and took him to the ground.
Yeah.
Which is most likely what happened after seeing that.
So this number 61, I'm gonna give him a shout out. Luis Ortiz. He's a senior offensive lineman. He's been playing defensive tackle for almost whole first half. Haven't seen him play defensive tackle in the second half. But he's listed, again, I'm going to go back to the weight deal. He's listed at 350 pounds on the roster. So he has created some issues on the interior of that offensive line for Harlingen High School. And now he's playing guard. So now he's going to terrorize the defensive tackles from Harlingen. So hats off to that guy. He's played an outstanding game so far. Here we go now, number 15, Justin Martinez, the senior quarterback for the Eagles. Hanna Mancia, spin move down to the 25-yard line. Pick up about 3, maybe 4.
Macias tried to run up the middle, nothing really there. Tried to make the most of it. Like you said, gain about 3 or 4. And it was a 15-yard penalty, in fact. So
right. So that's been personal foul.
Yeah. Maybe a little more extra than it needed to be for the offensive lineman.
It was a blocking too hard penalty.
The blind side.
Blind side, there you go. Second 25. Good movie. Second 25 for the Hanna Eagles. 1:55 to go in the third quarter. Hanna up 17-0. Keeper, quarterback, number 15. Big stick there, but number 15, Justin Martinez, is going to scramble forward, pick up some more yards, getting closer to that original line of scrimmage.
And Justin Martinez is like what the Cardinals use with Jesus Galvan. He's just, you bring him in, change of pace, let him run the ball.
Yep.
Just like number 19 was before he went down last game with the injury. So,
a little different than what Wesco does. Because Wesco literally does like drive. Drive you, and they're rotating. These guys kind of doing more of stylistic, and they do it kind of more strategic. I feel like they want to run the ball. And look who's back in, number 3, by the way, Victor Campos. So he's going to throw a fade route to the end zone, and it's caught. Number 84, Matthew.
Number
You
84.
called it earlier in this game. Number 84, Rolando Ramirez. Tall, lanky receiver. They just give him a jump ball in the end zone. Watch that replay. Go through that, Matthew.
Yeah, he just got behind the defender, behind the cornerback, and he looked like he had about 4 inches on him. And number 8, the safety, could not get over there in time. I think that was Ezra Rubio, and the ball was just perfectly placed. Only the receiver could get it. Jump ball. He did a great job of finding the ball at the highest point, and just got up there, grabbed it, brought it down into the end zone, and now 23-0, Hanna leads 21 points in this third quarter.
Gotta give you credit on that one, Matthew. That's why I said what I said. You called it number 84, right? Because you saw earlier in the game, and I saw it after you said that. Lots of one-on-one coverage. Now, that time they had safety help, but because of his height, you just put it out there and you let him go up and get a jump ball. And number 3, I'm telling you, Victor Campos, a sophomore quarterback, has a very nice touch on his throw. It's just it almost like it just lands softly in the receiver's hands. You know, has the right distance, the right depth, the right height, everything. It's just a beautiful throw. And so impressive sophomore quarterback that we're seeing develop here for Hanna. Unfortunately for Harlingen Cardinal football fans, it's happening against your Cardinals tonight, and it's difficult because Cardinal football, right? You know, I want to talk a little bit about this as we're transitioning. This is unprecedented. I mean, really, at least in the last decade and more, even. I mean, for years, to have a potential, if it stays as is, three back-to-back defensive district losses. It doesn't sit well with Cardinal fans, of course, and even with the city of Harlingen, it's just not normal. But still, fourth quarter left to play. Lots of crazy things have happened in high school football, so you hold out hope if you're the Cardinals. But Hanna, hats off to them tonight. They've put together an excellent game plan. They've executed well.
You know, I really wish that Hanna put the height on the roster so I could see how tall he was. Because he's bigger. Mm-hmm. It looks like he's taller than Campos. And Campos looked like he was about 6'3", 6'4" from up here, because he's also a big quarterback. So I just want to know how tall that receiver is. Because that jump ball worked almost effortlessly for him.
Great. I mean, it was thrown exactly where it needed to be thrown to. So big kudos to the quarterback. All right, here we go. And the Cardinals this time, he learned from that last return when he tried to take it out from way deep in the end zone. And so this time he will kneel it. And the Cardinals will get to start, I believe, at the 25-yard line. So what do you do if you're Coach Gomez? You've got to air it out. You have to let Ramirez try to go downfield. I mean, you know, again, we talked about the absence of the deep slant routes, you know, with Joe Reyna and Ethan Martinez. And it could be because there's more pressure coming on Ramirez tonight, you know, maybe in the past couple weeks. Maybe there's some issues on the offensive line, but I don't know if he just doesn't have the time anymore. But I mean, I'm looking right now. It's cover 1. We got a 1 safety, and he's crowding over. So you have Reyna out here on the outside. He's 1-on-1, and so this is a chance. They're gonna throw it to Reyna. Just a bad pass there by Daniel Ramirez. It's just not him, not what we're used to seeing. So I say you air it out, but at what cost? You know, do you cost another interception?
Yeah, you said right there, just a bad pass, and we've been seeing that this game a lot. Just Daniel Ramirez just has not had the touch that he did early on in the season, and I keep referring back to that. But when he played like the teams like San Antonio Reagan, he was throwing the ball just where he needed to put it, and now it just looks off.
Here we go now, end around, and Ramirez is going to be hit hard in the backfield. I think there's 3 jerseys on, 3 white jerseys. He's going to lose about 2 on that quarterback sack.
Yeah, and it doesn't help whenever the defensive line for Brownsville Hanna is just getting to him and the running backs, and that's just allowing the Eagles secondary to back off a little bit and just focus on covering the receivers, and because the defensive linemen are bringing all the pressure that they need, and so it's just making it difficult for the Cardinals everywhere.
Ramirez on 3rd down and 11. He's going to hand it off to his running back up the middle. Going to try to check that number for you. That's Ralph Castellanos, I believe. And he'll gain 5 yards on that one, but going to be short about 5 yards for the first down.
So 4th and 5 down at the 30-yard line.
4th down.
And it looks like the end of the 3rd quarter. So we're going to switch sides of the field. They're going to have to march it about 50 yards going the other way. And so they're going to, it looks like they're going to bring out their punt unit. And so they're down at the 30-yard line. They're going to punt it off to the Eagles. And the Eagles are going to have good field position if this is, in fact, the punt that I'm expecting. And so the Eagles are going to get decent field position. This is going to be their chance again to just keep the lead going and keep the pressure on the Cardinals. I wouldn't be surprised if they came and just tried to run out the clock. It's the fourth quarter. They're up 4 scores. So just run out the clock, let this game end.
Nice looking punt there. You feel about what, 39-yard line, and it'll be down there, number 2, Matthew Garcia. Looking for a spark, Matthew. I'm looking for, like a just like a want to, like a push, if you will, a momentum shift from the Cardinals right now as they're making their transition into the fourth quarter. They're desperately need something. I said earlier, in the third quarter, I said what they need is a takeaway. They got the takeaway, but they didn't capitalize on it. And so, again, here you're looking at it and say you need that takeaway. You need something to spark, something that's to ignite. I just waiting for that to happen. I think. But here we go. Hanna, they're definitely rolling. They got what they've got going on. There's going to be Wildcat formation now. And this is Cavazos is going to break one 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, down to the 10, 5. No flags on the field. This is going to be a Hanna touchdown right off the bat. You're going to break a 61-yard touchdown. Matthew, Hanna Eagles figured something out here in the second half.
Yeah, this time they didn't bring any of their quarterbacks in and ran it through the Wildcat. Cavazos taking the snap, faked the handoff to Marcias, and then ran it up the gap and just took it. Foot race. He wasn't going to lose that foot race. And now it's 30-0. Eagles are on top of the Cardinals. Pending this extra point, should be 31-0.
61-yard run for number 23, and he was operating as the quarterback on that one. Oh, what's going on here? I don't know if that was a botched snap there, but they're going to roll this one out into a 2-point conversion, and nice moves there by number 1, Miguel Payan, and he's in. That's a 2-point score for the Hanna Eagles. And I couldn't tell it was a bad snap, Matthew. Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was a bad snap. The holder dropped the ball off the snap. It wasn't necessarily a bad snap, but he had to pitch it out to the kicker, who's also the free safety, so he has experience kind of catching the ball and running with it off of interceptions and those type of scenarios.
Wow. This is just, folks, the sight on the field right now. Both teams kind of getting into it after the play there, and there's a lot of tension on the field right now. I think from the Cardinals, especially that frustration. You kind of come back, you need a big play. I'm talking about momentum shift, and boom, 61-yard run for number 23, and don't see any flags on the field, though, so I think the coach has kind of intervened in time and we're able to get the players separated.
And the defense has, even though there are 32 points on the board for the Hanna Eagles, the defense has done its part. Early in the game, they forced 2 turnovers and gave the Cardinals the ball at the 35-yard line. And let's say they scored on either time, this could be a whole different ball game, momentum going the other way, but the Cardinal offense has just been stagnant here. They have not been able to move the ball. I think the number of first downs is still at 2. So that's just how it's been going here for the Cardinals. It's just not their night.
11:41 left to go here in the ball game. We just dipped into the fourth quarter. Thanks for listening to this live audio presentation brought to you by KHGN here live from Bogus Stadium. Harlingen Cardinals 0, Brownsville Hanna Eagles 32. As the Hanna Eagles have continued to roll here into the second half. It was 3-0 to start the second half, by the way, with a 48-yard field goal kick attempt good at the very end as time expired in the first half. And so in the second half, 29 unanswered points for Brownsville Hanna as they have continued to roll here in this 32-6A matchup. Back deep to return for the Cardinals. Number 3, Ethan Martinez. Number 2, Nathan Martinez. And this will be returned by number 2. That's going to be the Nathan of the Martinez's. Out to the 15-yard line. He's going to make a move to the outside, and he'll go out of bounds. And he's pushed out about the 18-yard line.
And there were no blockers there. There were, but they were basically inexistent as there were like about 8 white jerseys pushing him out of bounds. The Cardinals are trying to set up here on offense. Ball at their own 18-yard lines, down 32-0. Just trying to figure out a way to get this offense moving. And maybe not necessarily for this game.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But even if they lose this game, they still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. And it's a slim chance. But if they do beat San Benito next week in the Battle of the Royal, they do have a chance of getting that 4th place spot.
Yeah, they need some help. I mean, they would definitely need some help in this district for some other losses. But, you know, it's kind of all roads lead right now to the Battle of the Arroyo for Harlingen. And getting out of this one tonight, you know, unscathed injury-wise is going to be important to try to carry what you have into the Battle of the Arroyo, because San Benito's rolling right now. San Benito just rolled over Hanna last week, by the way, 52-27, I believe.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's a team that's kind of clicking right now. Hanna, though, is coming out tonight and showing something. So Harlingen, right now, you know, of course, you want to finish this game. You still got a chance, 32-0. I mean, there's a lot has to happen, but there's a lot of possibilities. One of the possibilities right now, number 26, running the football. That's number 26, Jesus Gonzalez. Can you figure out who your running back's going to be for next game?
Yeah, you need that constant point as a team. Mm-hmm. You need to just say a number. Throughout practice, you're going to need to choose, you're going to be our running back, and let him take most of the carries, because it's really disrupting the rhythm trying to do these tryouts now.
1st and 10 out for the Cardinals. Rolling out to his left. Daniel Ramirez looks downfield. Passes it just too high for his receiver, Wally, on the edge there of the field. And just didn't get much of a chance to get to that one.
And they go back to Ramirez, and this throw is just a little too high. And like we said, it's just a little off. It looks like he's overthinking it, I think. He's running out of the pocket. He thinks he's too pressured, and he just overthrows it. And that's how it's been, really, this game. Just a little too far to the right, a little too far to the left, and sometimes it ends up in a turnover.
2nd and 10 now coming up for the Cardinals. 10:36 remaining in the game. They're down 32-0. Handoff, 26. Jesus up the middle there. Gonzalez. Gained of about 4 yards.
He ran up that gap with a full head of steam and just got as many yards as he could. Looks like they're going to mark a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 7 now for the Cardinals.
You know, Joe Reyna, number 6, number 3, Ethan Martinez. Just have not seen them involved in the game, in the offensive side scheme of things tonight. You know, and those are 2 big-time players who just haven't had the ball in their hands enough, I believe. You know, they're speaking of, there you go, number 3, Ethan Martinez. You give him a screen, and he's going to break this one out to the 40, down to the 36-yard line. You've got to get it to these playmakers. Number 3, Ethan Martinez, one of those, and you can see what he can do there.
Yeah, if your job as a quarterback is, if you're pressured, to get it to a player that can make plays. And this time they choose Ethan Martinez. And him and Joe Reyna are a great duo for receivers. They're both big play threats every time they touch the ball.
Here we go now, 1st and 10. Cardinals getting some movement now from the offense. Pass it downfield. Good catch there. Again, Ethan Martinez. 3-yard pickup, and then he's hit.
And a good job just finding a receiver as he was getting, it looked like he had a little bit of pressure coming in, and completing the pass. They're going to mark it 2nd and 8 as they line up. And they just need to find a way to get this offense moving before next week. I don't think you can look more into this game. I think it's almost done. But next week, they're going to need it.
Handoff now on the outside, 26, makes a run. That's Jesus Gonzalez. And he's going to get really close to that first down marker. And good looking run there by number 26. Now he's starting to catch a little bit of rhythm. That's what happens when you get a running back that you can put in drive after drive. They need time to build that rhythm. And here it comes.
You could say for a running back, it's like you could say a basketball player. The more touches he gets, the easier he's going to get into rhythm. So the same with the running back. The more times you give him the ball, the easier it's going to be for him to find holes. Like you can see number 24 and number 23 for the Eagles.
Jesus Gonzalez, he'll take the handoff this time, right-hand side. He'll have the first down. Nice spin move by him. And he's going to come down about the 19-yard line. So great pickup there. And he's going to pick up about 7 first down Cardinals.
And now they're rolling. They're finding a way to get the first downs that they need. Jesus Gonzalez has been a big part of that, and so is Ethan Martinez. See if they keep going to that with 19 yards to go till the end zone.
First down. Cardinals with 8:08 left to go in the ball game. They're down 32-0. Shifting the offensive line. They're going tackle over left-hand side. He's going to hand off. Gonzalez up the middle. Spin move. And he falls forward to about the 15-yard line. Pick up about 4.
And what I like about Gonzalez is he's tough to bring down. He's a running back that he won't be taken down on the first try. Like you said, spun out of a tackle down around the 15. He made a gain of about 1 into a gain of 2. And every yard counts in these 10 yards.
He reminds me a lot of Mancias from Brownsville Hanna. Very similar type runner. Here you go. Going to be a keeper. Ramirez rolls to his right, naked bootleg. And here comes the pressure. He's going to turn it upfield. Not enough for a first down, though.
And he turned upfield, and it looked like he still had some space, but the ball just slipped out of his hands, and he did fumble it out of bounds. And so that did not allow him to keep running the ball. So now it looks like about 2nd and 5. They need to get to the 9-yard line. They have 2 good playmakers on the field, number 3 and number 6. 3rd and 5, that's someone that you need to look at. And number 26 has also been doing a good job, Jesus Gonzalez, and just get it to one of your playmakers and try to let them make moves to get to the first down.
3rd and 7, now coming for the Cardinals. Handoff, left-hand side. Gonzalez has got some space to run down to the 10-5, and he's going to break this one for a touchdown. That's a touchdown, Cardinals. Nice pickup there, and what a run. 16-yard pickup for number 26, Jesus Gonzalez.
If you give him the ball, he will get better over time. And that's what's happened with Jesus Gonzalez. His instincts are getting better throughout the game because he has the ball more, and he's making more of the right decisions. He makes a move, lets his blocker hit the block towards his right side, and then breaks up inside this little gap that was formed about the 8-yard line and just ran it into the end zone. And I think they're going to go for 2, being down 32-6. So if they do score 4 touchdowns and go for 2 points on each one and convert it, they will be tied.
It's a lot to ask, especially with the way that Hanna is running the ball right now, because it could take time off the clock. They can also go for that big play. So, but definitely it starts with this. You got to just do one step at a time. The Cardinals get 1 on the board. That's 32-6. Here's the 2-point conversion. Ramirez in the backfield. He's going to fake it to Gonzalez. Rolls to his left. No one band to be out there now. Here comes a pressure, and he cannot get away from it. 3 jerseys, 4 white jerseys on him, and sacked. No good.
Yeah, that wasn't a good play for the Cardinals, as they just let the defense get all into Daniel Ramirez, and no receivers could get open as he didn't have the time. And so now 32-6, and we saw glimpses of Jesus Gonzalez and Ramirez, and every quarterback will do better when they have a rushing game established.
That's right.
And so you saw it there a little bit. Ramirez got the ball to Ethan Martinez more, and it was easier to get the ball out of his hands and into a receiver's hands whenever they also have to worry about the threat that the rushing game brings. And so that's going to help them hopefully in the future if you're a Harlingen Cardinal fan. And then just look out for that. Just establish both games, both phases of offense.
I think this is going to be kind of, Madden style here, Matthew. I think the end of the game here on it's going to be like onside every time, all out blitz. You try to get turnovers. I mean, this is like, it's Madden mode, man. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, you're going to try to, there's no time. 32-6 on is the score with 7:05. And so I think we're going to see onside kick, possibly. At least a squib, something to try to get the ball loose, and then I think you're going to see some blitz packages coming, aggressive play calling to try to create, disrupt, and create some turnovers. Well, they're going to kick it deep, so there goes my theory. It's out the window. Brownsville Hanna thought like I did because they had their hands team out there, so going to get a return out here to about 21-yard line, and going to put some faith in the Cardinal defense and see, hey, go out there so you can get a takeaway for us.
Yeah, and this Brownsville Hanna offense has just been rolling. I mean, if you remember, after the halftime, it was only a 3-0 game. And then the third quarter, they just exploded with big play after big play after big play, turnovers. And then they got 21 points in that quarter, and then they got the final 8 points in the fourth quarter off of that 61-yard touchdown run by Joe Cavazos.
Here we go now. 1st and 10 for the Hanna Eagles. Ball on the 22-yard line. And it's going to be a handoff. Now, keeper. He's going to bounce it out to the outside. And I'm trying to get a number on there, but I think it's 23. Isn't that Cavazos? No, 15. I'm sorry. Martinez on the carry. And that's a first down, Eagles.
And there's the rushing quarterback. That's who they bring in these situations or moments for this game. When you need to run out the clock, they're going to bring in that quarterback and let him run the ball with a running back in the backfield and no worries for them.
First down and 10 now. Ball's moved to the 29-yard line. Hanna Eagles just taking time off the clock, taking their time, walking to the line of scrimmage. No hurry for them. 15, Justin Martinez at the helm now. In the shotgun formation, takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. Goes number 14, new running back, Roman Garay. And Garay. There you go, junior running back.
And then, like I said, they're just going to try to run out the clock. There's 6 minutes now left in the game. And now it looks like 2nd and 6.
Couple of scores here. Harlingen South versus Wesco East. Wesco East on top, 49-21. That's the final. And then Wesco High versus San Benito. San Benito 57-7 in the fourth quarter.
That's a Wesco team that we saw last week play Harlingen South and come out with a 28-25 win.
That's right.
So not an easy team.
Martinez now is going to fake it, take it to the left-hand side. Lots of flying bodies down there. Big hitting going on.
On the stop, number 2.
Like you said, just trying to create a turnover, trying to pop the ball loose any way possible. Now, it looks like it'll be 3rd and, I don't know if it was no gain, maybe 1. So we're going to call 3rd and 5.
Yeah, number 2, Nathan Martinez was in on that one. And he's the one that had that punch from behind. Remember, that just kind of clearly punched the football out, caused the turnover. And so he was in the mix right there trying to make something happen. Some guys just have a knack for it. Some guys just have the ability to make a fumble happen. You know, some guys make a career off of that. And he's one of those that likes to try to do that. Here we go. It's going to be a carry to the left-hand side for Martinez. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
And this is a lot of what we saw early on in the first half. Cardinal defense just doing a good job of stifling the run from Brownsville Hanna. And when they were in scoring position, getting a turnover, and now it's going to be 4th down. They're going to punt the ball, but this third quarter really blew the game open for Hanna. They just used all the momentum. Like you said, barely 3-0 going into halftime with a 50-yard field goal, approximately 50 yards on a field goal, barely getting it. Momentum was on their side, and then they just took over the third quarter.
Number 2, Nathan Martinez back to return this for the Harlingen Cardinals. Almost blocked, and here goes running into the kicker. What a mental error for the Cardinals right there, as they were going to get the ball back, and just the discipline not to run into that punter. And so that's going to go against, if it's a 15-yard, it'll be a first down. Either way, it's a first down because they were they were 4th and 5. You have a personal foul, it'll be a first down, but I think 4th and 5, even if it's a running into, this will be a first down for the Hanna Eagles, and they'll keep moving.
And that's Ethan Martinez, the receiver on the punt unit.
15-yard. First down.
And so they're going to get the ball at around the Cardinal 47-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, or the 46-yard line. And so they're going to be in Cardinal territory with 3 minutes and about 45 seconds left. Just run out the clock, maybe get one more score in with the rushing, just if they can. Not really going to try for it, but if when they're running down the clock they get into that area and get into the end zone, well, be it. You'll take points as you can.
First down, Hanna Eagles. Now ball placed at the 46-yard line of the Cardinals. So now Hanna is in Cardinal territory, and they will go to work. Here comes a blitz. And up the middle goes a running back, and he just kind of squirms his way off past the line of scrimmage. And he ends up picking up 4 yards. I don't know how he did that. Quickly gets shoved back into the backfield, but the little running back found a little crease.
Yeah, it just looked like a wall of players. Not necessarily a wall of Cardinals or a wall of Eagles, but it was just a wall of players. You could see white and black in there. And that's a new running back, number 12, Ernest Mendoza. He's listed as a receiver, but he just came in with the ball and somehow got through that wall, found a little hole, got through it, and then got just pushed back into it.
Second down and about 6 coming up for the Hanna Eagles. And the ball is on the 44. 3:16 left to go in the ball game. 32-6, they're ahead. Big hit there by number 7. And here comes another penalty.
And this is the last home game that the Cardinals will have here. So some of these seniors are playing like it's their last. And one of them being Garrison Medley, number 7. We've called his name a couple times with hits, with hard hits. He had a hard hit earlier. And he's one of these players just playing because it's the last game. And another thing of mental discipline there, as the penalty is called on Nathan Martinez for a late hit on the runner. And so that's going to be another first down and 10. And they're going to set it up at the 27-yard line.
There's a lot of emotion, you know. I mean, if you're, especially for a senior, you know, tonight, and you didn't expect to come out here like this and have this type of outcome with this game, you know, and you know, a lot of credit goes to Brownsville Hanna for coming in here, you know, and I just feel like, you know, if you're Harlingen, you expected to, you know, to win this ball game tonight, and then Hanna just shows up and just does what they do, and wow, I'm impressed, you know. And so on Harlingen's side, you know, it's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of tension, and rightfully so. But it's in these moments when you have to be disciplined, you know, and you have to hold and control those emotions.
Yeah, Brownsville Hanna, I'm going to tip my hat off to them. They've played a great game. Offensively in the first half, they weren't moving very well, just like the Cardinals. But defensively, man, they've been holding the Cardinals on their own. And then third quarter, offense and defense work together. And they're going to have offsetting penalties. And so it's going to be a redo of the play. And so, like I was saying, the offense really exploded into the third quarter, and the defense was forcing turnovers and holding their own. So they came into a tough stadium with a tough environment, with a team with a lot riding on this game, and really just took control of this game early in the second half.
Here's Hanna now, ball on the 27-yard line, second down and 11 for them. And Martinez is in the backfield, handing off to number 14. And he will get nowhere. That's number 14, Roman Garay. And another flag on the play.
And you said there's a lot of emotion riding on this senior night here for Harlingen. Last game here at Bogus, and this is just a frustrating way to end it.
Yeah.
If you're a senior for the Cardinals, and so there are going to, if it's just these mental errors, and they're trying to figure out what the penalty is, but it looks like it's going to be on the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. 3 late hit fouls in a row on Harlingen. Well, the second one was negated because it was offsetting, but this is 3 in a row now against the Cardinals, and they're going to put number 2 back in, Nathan Martinez, who's been playing with a little bit of passion on his side. Let's put it that way. First and 10, ball's on the 13-yard line. And Hanna, just with all these penalties, they've really run this drive on penalties. That's really the way it's been. Going to be a handoff here. Up the middle goes a running back, number 12.
Ernest Mendoza on the carry.
Ernest Mendoza.
And another flag comes in late after the play. And this is unnecessary for both teams. They're not fighting for anything right now. 32-6. They don't need this extra curricular going on right now. And it just looks bad. It really does. 4 penalties after the play consecutively. We're going to wait for the call. We don't know I don't know what happened for sure. I think they're just going to pick up the flag and...
No, they moved it half the distance to the goal line, so it's a first and goal from the 4-yard line. And so they didn't actually call it. I mean, there was a flag on the play. We didn't hear it over the intercom. But either way, it's a personal foul, so now it's half the distance to goal line. 4th personal foul in a row for the Cardinals. And this time, Hanna's just going to take victory formation. They're going to kneel this one. And going to get out of here with a big win over the Harlingen Cardinals. And they're going to improve. And they're going to hold on just to their one loss to the undefeated San Greyhounds right now. And so they're sitting nicely in second place, Hanna. And I would say that they pretty much secured their playoff spot either with a win or loss next week. And so Harlingen now, their only hope is for a little bit of help from some friends and a big win against San Benito next week. to avoid missing the playoffs. I don't have the stat on that, Matthew, but it's been a long time since the Cardinals have missed the playoffs. So the hope is to win that Battle de Arroyo next week, and probably going to take a loss or two from some other teams in order for them to be able to sneak into the playoff bracket this year. But Hanna Eagles going to finish it off tonight. 32-6 is your score here from Bogus. Final thoughts, Matthew?
Brownsville Hanna came in and played a great game, and right now I think you're right. They did secure their playoff spot, as they do own a tiebreaker over Los Fresnos. Their last game will be against Wesco East in Brownsville. If you're listening and you're a Brownsville Hanna fan, watch out for that game. That's going to be a fun game for the Hanna fans. And so I think they just came out here and they just played a better ball game than the Cardinals.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a game. The second half definitely livened up a lot. Really, 29 unanswered points early on for Hanna, and then finally the Cardinals able to get something rolling in the fourth quarter, but it was just a little bit too late. And so Hanna's going to come out here with a 32-6 win, impressive, statement type game against Harlingen High School, and Harlingen will fall to the third loss in a row in district play. And so we'll again be focused on Battle de Arroyo next week in San Benito. They're going to have to try to make something happen, pull something out of the hat, and hope for some help from some friends. So again, Aaron Saenz, Matthew Cavazos here in the booth. This KHGN team enjoyed bringing you this live coverage, this live audio. Thanks for staying with us tonight, and we hope if you're a fan of either team, you're a fan of football, and we got to see some good football here tonight. And so thankful for you joining on this broadcast, and we hope you have a great night. Good night from Bogus Stadium.